We'd like to thank all of our seniors, our managers, our team members, and our football players for your dedication and commitment to Monona Grove High School and the Monona Grove football program over the last 4 years. We'd first like to introduce our 14th team seniors. Claire Schuchar. Hannah Hewley. Lila Sherry. And Presley Gill. Senior manager, Abby Baxter. Manager, Adam Maninga. Number 2, Trenton Herbert. Number 3, Jordan Bishop. Number 5, Sam Heck. Number 6, Kaylin Ostrowski. Number 7, Ethan Peter. Number 8, Sadie the Meatball Gronsky. Number 10, London Race Triplet. Number 11, Isaac Stinson. Number 13, Hunter Myers. Number 21, Samaj Durden.
Your right side of the camera, when you look at it, it's showing active again. It came back up.
Number 25, Shane Duncan. Number 27, Keith Santiago. Number 34, Peyton Spalding. Number 35, Ryan Lipshire. Number 41, Cole Westerman. Number 43, Ryan Hines. Number 45, Don David Conley. Number 50, Benny Booth. Number 54, Camden Sisler. Number 55, Trent Gafford. And this 45, Dante McConnelly. There it is right there. Number 56, Kendall Renard. Number 58, Michael Williams Davis. Number 59, Kuakawa Kunanaui. Number 66, Evan Schaefer. And number 74, Max Hicks. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your senior class of 2018.
Grove High School, it's Silver Eagle football. I'm Steve Martinelli alongside Bob Schmuck with Max Etheridge on the sidelines. This is Silver Eagle football. It's homecoming night. It's senior night. Bob, it's Stoughton Vikings.
The Stoughton Vikings. Who'd have thunk, Steve?
Who'd have thunk it?
In our lifetime, the Stoughton Vikings are contenders.
That's right. Stoughton comes into tonight's game with a 5-2 record, 3-2 in conference. The Silver Eagles an undefeated 7-0, looking for their 111th straight conference championship. After tonight, we go to Watertown. Bob, Stoughton's I shouldn't say only 5-2. They're probably the third or fourth best team in the conference. They shouldn't be the easiest game we've had all year, but they shouldn't be that difficult for our Silver Eagles.
No, it should be a pretty good contest. I have them as the fourth best team in the conference this year behind, of course, Monona Grove and Watertown and Oregon. I think Oregon looks pretty good, and Oregon's taking on Watertown tonight.
That ought to be a good one.
They could give the Goslings all they can handle. Tonight, though, here at Monona Grove, we got the Stoughton Vikings, and Monona Grove owns a 46-16-1 advantage over them over the course of the two schools' history. The last time Stoughton won a game against Monona Grove was an overtime win in 2000, which was Mike Stassi's second season as coach.
2000, jeez.
2000, and just for comparison's sake, in all the years that Dick Rundle coached at Monona Grove, his teams lost to Stoughton 2 times. And Mike Stassi, just the one. So most of Stoughton's victories were gotten in the 50s and then in the 90s.
Well, Stoughton looked to upset Watertown last week. They were leading 21-14 going into the fourth quarter. The Goslings put up a couple of scores to win that one 28-21. The Silver Eagles, on the other hand, were down in Milton where they easily handled the Red Hawks 35-0. When you compare common opponents, it looks pretty one-sided for Monona Grove, but I don't know. I've got my concerns. Stoughton's got a pretty good running game. They've got a strong defense. Certainly can't compare with Monona Grove's offense. The Silver Eagles averaging 46 points a game and giving up only 3.5 points a game, I believe.
Now, Monona's given up 5 points a game, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter because their defense is way better than Stoughton's offense. Stoughton, as you said, led 21-14 last week at home against Watertown, and with 8 minutes to play, and still managed to lose that game.
Now, this is one of the best MG defenses we've seen since back how far?
About 2012, I think, was the year they only gave up 13 points. So, the defense this year is going to be by far the best that Stoughton has seen so far this season. Stoughton, in fact, started the season 5-0, but their wins were against, well, let's just say the weaker members of the two conferences. They beat Portage and Baraboo, as did Monona Grove, and then they went ahead and beat Edgewood, Milton, and Monroe. But since then, they've lost consecutive games to Oregon and Watertown, and I suspect it'll be a three-peat here tonight against Monona Grove.
Well, last year, if you remember, Bob, of course, wasn't there. I had my good friend Johnny Fowler filling in for him. We traveled down to Stoughton.
Hey, he's my good friend.
Our good friend. You introduced me to John, so you get credit for that. You brought us together.
Aww.
Anyways, John and I did the game down there. It's too bad you missed it, Bob, because it was a wild one. Silver Eagles beating Stoughton 63-35. Stoughton having an outstanding performance by Brady Shipper. Shipper's running for 364 yards, scored all 5 of their touchdowns. Overshadowed a pretty good night by Jackson Thompson, who ran for 195 and had a couple of scores, including a 92-yard kickoff return. But 63-35 in just a downpour. It rained the whole time, and we were in that crappy little press box in Stoughton.
Well,
it was an interesting night for all involved.
And it was a typical Monona Grove game from both 2016 and 2017, where the offense just flat out scored the other team. I mean, it wasn't the reason that Monona Grove did as well as they did those 2 years is because their offense was so much better than the other team's defense. And it wasn't because Monona Grove's defense was that great. Defense over those 2 years was not bad, but it was kind of mid-level. This year they have an excellent defense, an outstanding defense, a defense that right now, if I got this correctly, is only giving up 165 yards a game. The offense is rolling up 442.
And that offense is led by quarterback Jordan Bishop, who was a little bit of an unknown coming into the season. We had been feasting on the strong arm and strong legs of Alec Ogden the last couple years as he set some records here that will probably stand for a long time. But Jordan Bishop has come in his first year as a starter has done exceptionally well.
Oh, they're coming right along. Everything started slow offensively this year, obviously with a new quarterback and the other skill positions, all new players as well. It took a while for them to gel, and I think they're really starting to do it now. I compared the 2017 team with this current 2018 team, and the 18 team is not too far off the same pace. They're not scoring quite as many points a game, but they are giving up considerably less on defense, and the total yardage average per game is pretty close.
Well, you know the old adage, offense wins games, defense wins championships. And, I really had my doubts about this team at the beginning of the year when they started off a little soft, like Bob mentioned. But, boy, the way they're playing lately, I think they could play and keep up with just about anybody we see.
Well, offensively, like I said, they are really coming along. And Jordan Bishop has shown a lot of growth over the season. Jordan completing 63% of his passes this year for 1,262 yards. He's thrown 13 touchdowns and only 1 interception. That's very Alec Ogden-like. His quarterback rating is 130.3 for those of you who are into that sort of thing. I know Steve likes that.
I do.
And he's also managed to rush for 177 yards and 2 scores. Leading the way in rushing is a guy we haven't seen anything of for about, on offense anyway, for about 3-4 weeks now, Steve.
Yeah. Jalen Ostrowski got a few garbage time carries in the 5th game of the season. Otherwise, he's really only run in 4 games, and he's over 500 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season. Stepping in to take his place when he's not on the field has been Brady Killerlane, who seems to get better each week. He's got some speed that we hadn't anticipated, and he's one of those guys that'll run into the line, bounce off somebody, and all of a sudden he's 3 steps and he's outside and past the linebackers.
Yeah, Killerlane is playing well, averaging over 6 yards a carry, scored 5 touchdowns, and most of that has happened in the last couple of weeks. Let's not forget about Ethan Boehner. Ethan Boehner has had some good offensive time in between Killerlane and Ostrowski, and Boehner has gone for 207 yards. This year he had a 100-yard game against Edgewood, the same game that Ostrowski had 200 yards. But the 3 of them, that is something that's very noticeable, that is similar to them, to each of them, is they have the same build. So
yes.
I don't know if you've noticed that, but they're all very lean, they're tall, they're lean, they're very fast, and all of them seem to run pretty well between the tackles.
Yep. One thing that I've noticed, really, you talked about the last couple games. The last couple games, they've gotten the tight end, Dante McCauley, more involved in the game. He's caught 14 passes this year now. Hasn't found the end zone yet, but I think early on he was overshadowed by the big 3 receivers, Sam Hepp, Peyton Spalding, and Cam Reuter. All of them catching a lot of passes, scoring a lot of touchdowns, but McConnelly has really come on the last couple weeks and added yet another dimension that we really like. I know both of us are big fans of throwing to the tight end.
Yeah, and that's the truth. And he wasn't targeted essentially at all the first 3-4 weeks of the season. But since then, last week I think he caught 5 balls, and the week before that I think he caught 4. So he's definitely an object of attention for Jordan Bishop and the offensive coaching staff. Now, Peyton Spalding, he's caught a lot of balls this year. He's leading the team with 25 catches, 388 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Their deep threat, their big score threat is Sam Hepp.
Yeah, Sam with 5 touchdowns. He opened up the game against Milton with a touchdown. Was that Milton? That was Monroe.
Yeah.
First play of the game, Monroe had done kind of a squib kickoff that didn't go very far. The Silver Eagles getting the ball on their own 43-yard line. First play of the game, they go deep to Sam. The cornerback was playing him tight, and he took a couple of steps, was past this kid, and Bishop laid it right in his arms, and it was an easy touchdown. 9 seconds into the game, and we're up 7-0 already. We were joking the turning point of that game being the coin toss.
Yeah, that's for sure. I watched that game, the first half of that game on YouTube after I came back from my suspension.
Yeah, you like that.
My suspension last week, yeah. Well, you can call it what you will, but, that time at Oak Hill was time well spent. And
you learned some skills?
Say what you will about minimum security jail, Steve. That baby's the Rock.
And there's only 2 rules here on The Rock.
That's right.
First rule is no writing on the walls.
Follow all rules.
Follow all rules. The second rule.
No writing on the walls. That's
It's
right.
hard to clean off writing on the walls. All right, the Silver Eagles have taken the field. The Vikings are coming out next. Monona Grove in their light blue, colonial blue jerseys and pants.
This is Steve's favorite look because it makes the numbers a little harder to see.
It's not as bad as the road jerseys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, be ready to hear Steve complain about how hard it is to see the numbers out here
And
tonight.
be ready for Bob to act all high and mighty when he gets to correct me. It's an act we've been working on for many years now.
Yeah, and I get ample opportunity to do it each game. I thank you for that, Steve.
Yes.
So anyway, leading the way for Stoughton this year is quarterback
Adam Hobson.
Adam Hobson, who's completed find out what 54% of his passes this year, 967 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 picks. But he's more dangerous probably on his feet. 96 carries, 605 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He is the second leading rusher on the team. Was the leader until last week. Dwight Walker now the leading rusher on Stoughton, 684 yards, 4 scores. Walker ran for 155 against Watertown last week. Hobson only 38. One thing I did notice about the game against Watertown last week is between the two of them, the two teams, they threw 80 passes in that game.
That was amazing.
80 passes. The quarterback for Ethan Pauley, the quarterback for Watertown, threw 52 passes. That's just amazing in a high school game. I mean, that's just constantly throwing the football.
He did complete 28 of them for 350 yards. That's wild. All right, we're just about ready for the national anthem. Both teams lined up on the sidelines. Coach Dan Zwiefel introducing the singers. Feel free to sing along.
All right, everybody, hats off.
Take a knee, sit down, stand up, do your thing.
Lay down, you said that last week.
You were in lockdown, weren't you?
Yeah, there's not much room in the box. Nice job.
All right, MG versus Stoughton. Bob, one thing that worries me is with all the hubbub surrounding senior night and homecoming and the conference championship game being played next week, most likely, do you think the Silver Eagles are maybe looking past Stoughton?
No, I don't think so. I heard, I listened to the game on the radio last week, and then I watched some of the Monroe game on YouTube. And folks, we were kidding about the whole Oak Hill thing. I wasn't in jail.
That's the story he's
that's what
giving
I'm
us.
going to stick to that one. But one of the things you guys talked about is this running back by committee they've been doing this year and not showing your cards in games that you should walk through pretty easily. And I think that's exactly what Monona's done. We haven't seen much of Jalen Ostrowski. I would not be even a little bit surprised to see him on the field at tailback tonight.
I do see him on the sidelines and in uniform. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes the field much tonight. He really doesn't even play that much defensive back. He was listed as one of the top DBs in the state.
He's got his calf wrapped down there, so I wonder if he's got a calf muscle injury or something like that.
Those can take a while to come back from, I'm
they
sure.
can.
And if you can win all your games without him, save him for when you really need him.
And they're going to be needing him, and starting this week, because this is a game they got to win.
All right, it appears the Silver Eagles will be kicking off. Stoughton sending a couple guys deep.
So Brandon Beckwith bringing his charges in tonight. Brandon, a 38-6 record since he started here at Monona Grove, 22-2 in conference. We'll be working with Max Etheridge tonight, too, on the sideline for the first time ever. A sideline reporter. We're going to give it a try, see how that goes.
All right. Hutcherson and Walker back deep for the Vikings.
Hutcherson is a guy that Monona Grove is going to have to keep an eye on. No matter besides the fact that he is the second leading receiver on the team, he is their big play receiver. He also runs the jet sweep, and I suspect we are going to see some of that tonight.
Oliver Houston's kickoff. I believe this is Walker. Walker out across the 30, across the 35. Almost thought the ball came loose for a second there.
No, it's just Dwight Walker running straight upfield and carrying Silver Eagles with him.
Yeah. Oliver Houston got in on that tackle there. So good return by Walker. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings on their own 38.
Number 9, Tucker Merrill in on that tackle, along with number 24, Will Corbett.
1st and 10 Vikings. We're just underway here at Monona Grove High School. Actually a pretty good night, Bob, but with all the rain we had gotten, I was afraid things are going to be a little soggier, but the field looks pretty good.
There's a distinct threat of rain still around. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we started seeing it before the end of the game.
Out of the shotgun, the Vikings with 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers split to the near side, 1 to the far side. Hobson calling the signals. He's going to the right side early on. Ball underthrown.
Just a little bit behind the receiver, who had a step on Samaj Nurudin out there. Play action pass to start things off.
They're looking for Hutcherson. Hutcherson had maybe a step on him and had to reach back for that ball, and Samaj in the way, of course. 2nd and 10. Interesting they come out and throw on the first play like that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, and I don't think Monona Grove did either. Had one-on-one coverage out there, as they often do on the wideouts on the opposing team.
All right, Hobson will take his position behind center in the shotgun. 2 running backs, again, same formation as before. This is Walker taking the handoff. No, Hobson running it himself around left side and might have got back to the line of scrimmage, might have fallen a little short. They're going to say loss of a yard. That brings up 3rd and 11. Ball back to the 37-yard line.
I think that was number 28, Quinn Arnott on the running play there.
R2. All right. Arnott's got 14 carries on the season for 97 yards. He lines up in the backfield with Walker and quarterback Hobson. 3rd and 11 for the Vikings. Hobson straight back, looking to throw left side again, swings it out to Walker on the left. Walker just enough for the first down, close to the 50.
Yeah, that'll be a first down.
Yeah, 11-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 48.
Oh, they brought a blitz in off the right side there, did Monona Grove, and got the running back out into that hole. The wide receivers cleared it all out, and that's a first down pass play to the running back.
All right, 1st and 10, the Vikings. 10:43 just underway here in the first quarter.
Monona Grove only allowing a completion percentage of 31% this year on pass plays.
Hobson, the high snap, hands off to Walker into the line, fighting his way short of the 50.
Nowhere to
Give him
go.
a yard on that one, but no more.
At the most, yeah. Nowhere to go there. A gang of Eagles.
Before we
brought
forget,
it
Bob,
down.
let's thank the Cookie Man, Dave
Kirsner.
Cookies once again, keeping his streak going.
But this is the end. From what I understand, there's a memorial or a little what's the word I'm looking for?
Presentation?
Yeah, in the program tonight, just a little piece of paper there that has thanked Dave for his efforts over the year. Dave's been making cookies for the football team since 1993. Jeez, so 25 years.
All right, 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. Just shy of the 50-yard line. Hobson calling the signals. Give it to Walker again. He's quick. He got into the MG territory, MG half of the field, down to about the 45-yard line. He sliced through that hole pretty quickly.
Good blocking, though, at the point of attack. Nice job of sealing off the linebackers by the Stoughton offensive line.
3rd and 3 for the Vikings. This is a key 3rd down here on the opening drive. I don't think it's 4-down territory, so if they don't make this one, they almost have to kick it away.
Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, unless you're going for broke tonight.
2 wideouts to the far side. Yes. Hobson taking the snap. Hands it to Arnott, and Arnott gets the first down and a little more.
Yeah, nice fake off the handoff there. Hobson followed through on a throw, and I think he really froze some of the linebackers on that play. Big gain.
Down to the MG 36-yard line. Arnott's a pretty quick player, too, listed at 5'7", 165.
So a little bit of misdirection now is befuddling the Silver Eagles.
1st and 10 from the MG 36. They split out 2 to this side, 1 to the far side. Double running backs alongside Hobson in the shotgun. Walker coming right side. Got a couple yards, not much though.
Yeah. Nice job on the defensive line there. Just maintaining their positions and didn't allow much of anything, maybe 2 yards.
Well, Stoughton only trying to throw a couple times so far. That running game has been fairly effective for them. It is just the opening drive. We've got a lot of football to play. A little over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Look at how little this number 15 is. Jonah O'Connor is listed at 5'9", 163. That's generous. Hobson. It's a snap. The pitch to Arnott going to left side. Arnott, oh boy, he's breaking into the MG defensive backfield. Finally pushed out of bounds near the 10-yard line.
Nice.
That play worked perfectly as he faked it to Walker going into the line and then pitched it to Arnott going the other way.
Yep, it caught Sam Gronsky cheating in on the fake, got around Gronsky, and then he was off to the races.
Arnott is fast.
Pickup of about 25 yards on the play.
Ball placed at the 11-yard line of the Silver Eagles, 1st and 10, Stoughton.
So Stoughton coming out confident and looking good on offense.
Well, this is a team that averages 30 points a game. They've put some points up against some weaker teams than this, and they're marching down the field right now, though. Hobson.
Same play.
They get it to Arnott, and he might have got into the 5. Let's see what kind of a spot we get here.
Wow, it's the exact same play they just ran.
Yeah, they fake it to Walker coming into the line, and then he pitches it out to Arnott.
Monona Grove defended it a little bit better there, only a 4-yard gain.
2nd and 6 from the 7-yard line. They split out 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Double running back still. There's the snap. Hobson will give it to Walker this time. Walker pushes the pile and in for the touchdown from 7 yards out. So, riddle me this, Batman. When was the last time the Silver Eagles trailed anybody?
Or gave up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Well, it wasn't this year they gave up one on the opening drive.
I'm trying to think back to last year. I don't remember it happening. The only game they lost last year was to Waukesha West, and they did not score on the opening drive. So it's been a while.
I will look this up after the extra point attempt.
Maybe it was against Brookfield in the championship game. Brookfield scored, it seemed like almost every series in that game.
All right, Cade Spildy, the kicker. Hobson, the holder. Ball is down. The kick is good.
Spildy was the second team all-conference punter last year.
So the Vikings with the 7-0 lead over the Silver Eagles.
Let's see how Monona Grove reacts to this. They have not been behind all season, so I'm sure this is new ground for them.
Find my stats from last year here. Thought I have them.
Well, an impressive drive by Stoughton as they go right down the field. Looks like about 62-yard drive or thereabouts. 16 yards rushing by Walker and the touchdown. Arnott, though, the big runner with 36 yards on 4 carries there, including the 24-yarder that got him inside to the red zone. And the big 3rd down and long pass to Dwight Walker out of the backfield, which got him a 1st down and let him continue the drive.
Yeah, it was Waukesha West in the level 3 game last year. They went up 7-0 in the second quarter against the Silver Eagles, and then won that one 28-7.
Yeah, that's the last time they were behind, but I can't remember the last time that somebody scored on an opening drive.
On an opening drive,
MG.
yeah,
it's probably been years.
They did give up a touchdown against Waterford in the first quarter, but that was an opening drive. Wilmot didn't score. Watertown didn't score.
How about Wanakee last year? First in the playoff game.
Oh,
That was a throttling by Monona Grove. So
yeah,
I
that's
don't,
right. I don't have that here in
Yeah.
front of me.
Anyway,
All right.
anyway, doesn't matter.
Spildy will kick off now for the Vikings. The Silver Eagles will return it. I believe this is Spalding and Reuter back there. They've done most of the return duties for the Silver Eagles. Spildy with a short run up to kick this one. Just a little pop-up kick. It'll fall to one of the upbacks at the 30-yard line.
It's Trevor Ogden, number 17.
Across 35, 40, 45, 50.
Oh, no, it's Killer
Bounces
Lane.
off.
I take that back.
Killer
It was
Lane.
Killer Lane on the.
That's a dangerous guy to kick it to.
Yeah.
One of the faster players
Yeah.
on the team, and he gets, let's see what kind of a spot we get. He's near the 50.
Yeah, over the shoulder catch on that kickoff, turned it upfield, went right down the sideline for a nice long return of about 25 yards. And the Silver Eagles with a short field here at their own 46.
Shades of the Monroe game.
Yeah, they must not have watched the film on that because that really didn't work out for the Cheesemakers.
No, the ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Monona Grove. This is within a yard of where it was last against Monroe.
Well, let's see who's in the backfield. Looks like Brady Killerlane again.
Not a big surprise. He's certainly earned it. He's certainly proved his value as a running back.
All right, well, they're walking the football around. The officials, that is. Oh, here we go. This is a football.
All right, we're going to cut away to Max Etheridge, and Max will tell us a little bit about this first drive.
Hey guys, so obviously a good drive there by Stoughton. Big things I noticed on that drive were definitely just that they have the strength and speed to match Monona Grove. Unlike some of the opponents we've seen these last couple weeks here that have definitely been lesser, they definitely have some strength and speed to match it. The other thing definitely being, I think they're going to want to try to control the tempo of the game. Obviously MG likes to get to the line and get up and get quick snaps off. Pretty much every single play on that drive, Stoughton was waiting until that back judge was counting off all the way down on the play clock. So they're going to try to definitely control the tempo of this game.
Good, thanks, Max. All right, Silver Eagles getting a 5-yard carry out of Killerlane on the first carry, just over the 50-yard line. 2nd and 5. They give it to Killerlane again. This time he cuts through right up the middle. Killerlane.
Oh, he broke that
It's a
tackle.
foot race now inside the 10.
He's
the
gonna
5.
score.
Touchdown, Killerlane from 49 yards, but there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Holding against the Silver Eagles. Oh, darn it.
That has been the Silver Eagles' Achilles heel
my
all
goodness.
year. I have never seen a Silver Eagle team get flagged for holding as often as this one has. That's a killer. A great run by Killer
Oh,
Lane.
my
He
goodness,
literally
yes.
ran over the safety there and then got out into the open and outran everybody else. A great touchdown run by Brady Killer Lane. It doesn't count. It will come back.
Well, that's unfortunate because Killerlane made a great effort there and really turned on the Jets. I mean, his speed is impressive. We thought we saw some speed last year out of Brady Shipper of Stoughton. This year it's Killerlane's turn to turn it on. And they're going to march it back. Instead of a 49-yard touchdown run, it's going to be 2nd and 10. Or 2nd and 8, let's 18.
No, 18, yeah.
Darn it. That was a beautiful run.
All right, let's see if they can come back from this. This is the mark of a good team. They have to be resilient. They have to overcome these brief encounters.
Trevor Ogden, the wide receiver on the near side. They've got Hip in the slot. I believe that's Peyton Spalding at the far side. Bishop calling the signals. Looking to throw. He's got Killerlane on a little screen pass. Now he's going to take off on the run. Tiptoes up the sidelines, out of bounds, just over the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Killer Lane threw him a block that sprung him, and it was a good thing. Now, he was going to Killer Lane all the way there. Trevor Ogden had run a little slant route, hoping to clear out the defenders, much like the pass to Dwight Walker that Stoughton threw on their first series. But the linebacker stayed home, and he had to run the ball. Ended up gaining a few, about 5 yards on the play.
3rd and 13 for the Silver Eagles. They go 2 wide receivers to the far side.
Oh, and we got an early start out on the far side.
Oh, boy. So a couple penalties on the opening drive for the Silver Eagles hurting things. It's too bad. We play error-free, and we got a tie game right now.
That's Jalen Ostrowski playing wide out there. He was the one that went offside.
Jalen played some wide receiver last year. He's probably a little anxious to get some field time tonight. So, 3rd and 18 again. This is familiar. Bishop calling the signals. Fake to Killer Lane now, looking to throw right side, chased out of the pocket, running down the right sideline.
He's got a lot of open ground here. Oh, he just
and he's
needed
going to be
avoid
short
one
of the
guy.
first down. He got near the 50, but he's going to be about 5-6 yards short of the first down.
Leading tackler Drew Passold, however you say his name, for Stoughton. He does lead their team in tackles this year, and he showed a lot of speed catching up to Bishop.
They put the nose of the ball on the 50. It's 4th and long, so the Silver Eagles will punt it away. Jordan Bishop, the quarterback, will drop back to punt. Let's see, I believe that's Hutcherson back to return it for Stoughton. You know, Bob, you said the series is kind of one-sided, but Stoughton usually gives us a pretty tough game. Bishop's kickoff or punt gotten away. He'll
Bounce.
Hutcherson will take it about the 10-yard line. Trying to get around the corner to the right side and slips. His feet came out from underneath him. He got to the 22-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Stoughton.
Well, it's kind of dangerous to take that ball off the bounce. Most coaches don't want you to do that, but that one really was a Sunday hop, and he was able to easily field it and did help him out by getting him up over the 20-yard line.
5:10 to play in the first quarter. A 7-0 Stoughton lead as the Vikings have the ball for the second time. An unusual situation. The first touchdown of the season scored in the first quarter against Monona Grove, and then they're stymied on their opening drive. It's very uncharacteristic.
Well, let's see if the defense can represent here. Come back from the first series.
1st and 10 Stoughton. Hobson takes the snap. They give it to Arnott. Arnott caught in the backfield. He might have made the line of scrimmage there, but there was plenty of that front 7 on top of him.
That surprises me that they would run him between the tackles. He is a small running back.
Yeah, and they've got the other kid, Walker, who's a good sized one, running back, 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yeah, you got Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside on the
No
Stoughton
question.
team. Last year they had Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside, and he was all in one uniform. That was Brady Shipper. That guy was just a terrific running back. Is playing for the Badgers right now, as a matter of fact.
He also had a career high in basketball against the Silver Eagles.
I remember reading about that. Was the Silver Eagles' one loss in conference, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. He scored 30-some points. You know, his previous best was 16.
Yeah, and he just was lighting it up from the outside, huh?
Yep. That was a hard one to watch. All right. 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. Here's the snap. This time they give it to Walker. Walker tiptoeing his way over a couple players, gets across the 25-yard line and brought down short of the first down.
Yeah, didn't get by Brady Killerlane, though. Killerlane with that form tackle.
Killerlane not only has been a great running back in the second half of the season, his linebacking all season has been pretty strong. So this will bring up 3rd and 4 for the Vikings, further than I thought even.
All right, this is a big play for Monona's defense. They need to get the 3 and out and get off the field and show Stoughton they can do it.
All right, they've got Hutcherson split to the far side, a receiver in the slot, Anderson on the near side. Walker and Arnott, the running backs alongside Hobson. Oh, and somebody moved. I think this is going against Stoughton.
I believe so.
That would be nice. March them back and bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, that'll change the play.
Yeah, there's a big difference between 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 9, no doubt. Especially this part of the field.
Well, Hobson threw a lot of passes last week, so clearly they're not afraid to use his arm.
Yeah, what was it, 28 passes?
28 passes. He only completed 9.
All right, 3:48 to play in the first quarter. A 7-0 Stoughton lead. The Silver Eagles defense put to the test now here on 3rd and 9 for the Vikings. Hobson taking the snap straight back, looking right side, now chased out of the pocket, throws it left side, tipped and out of bounds. So the Silver Eagles defense hold and the Vikings forced to punt.
All right, good pressure on Hobson that time, so he had to throw on the run, threw up an air ball, and Samaj Nurudin was on the coverage there. It looked like he undercut that a little bit. Fortunately, the ball went over the receiver's hands and out of bounds.
All right. Peyton Spaulding will drop back to the MG 40-yard line, ready to return Spildy's kick.
Their punt team has a slot receiver.
Oh, yeah. It's all the rage. Nice kick. Spaulding will take it at the 37-yard line. Straight up the middle with it
It's got
across the 50, 45, 40, and brought down by the Vikings. Excellent return by Peyton Spaulding.
Line drive kicks. Spaulding took it on the run and just split the defenders. Return of over 20 yards.
Well, Spaulding, an outfielder on the Silver Eagle baseball team, looked like it making that catch out in center field. 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles. The ball at the 38-yard line of Stoughton.
All right, the officials are talking to Coach Beckwith and explaining something to him here, but
And
we
he's
don't know.
pointing.
I haven't seen a flag.
Now the referee's pointing.
I don't see oh, there is a flag way back in the defensive or in the offensive backfield.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know what the call is going to be.
Maybe it was an illegal chuck.
Personal foul on Monona Grove.
No.
Roughing the kicker.
No, not a.
Roughing the kicker. So that is going to be an automatic first down for
After
Stoughton.
a great return by Peyton Spaulding. 3rd penalty of the game and the 3rd costly penalty.
Well, I didn't see it, and if we had a replay, I'd be all for it. So if we could see if this somebody ran into this kid.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see.
I didn't see anybody hit him, and I saw the ball leave his foot, and I saw nobody hit the kicker.
They bring it all the way out to the 37-yard line.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
That's about where the Silver Eagles would have had the ball.
All
So,
right.
I don't like that net.
A couple of big Monona Grove plays negated by penalties here in the first quarter.
Vikings with a second chance here with 3.5 minutes to play in the first quarter and a 7-0 lead. Hobson ready for the snap. Give us to Walker. No, Hobson's going to throw left side deep again. Hutcherson, Nerurden, incomplete.
Nice coverage by Nerurden, just all over that receiver, step for step. Watched for the receiver to turn his head, then Nerurden found the ball, knocked the ball out. Nice job by Samaj.
I think we're going to see some of these Silver Eagle defensive backs get some postseason honors. Nerurden, Santiago, Stinson, they've all played pretty well this year.
Yep, and they're all playing man-to-man coverage. That's the way Monona Grove plays their D. There's not a lot of help out there for these guys.
All right, 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. There's T. Santiago on the screen. He's had a good year, a couple big interceptions.
Yep.
Hobson calling the signals for the Vikings.
Touchdowns on defense, too.
Handoff to Arnott,
little pitch.
delayed, and he got out to the 40-yard line and nothing more.
They like that little play where they fake to Walker coming to the right, and then they pitch left quickly to Arnott.
3-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 7. Remember that game years ago against Wisco, Wisconsin Lutheran, where they ran that triple option?
Yeah, that
just-
was a shellacking. That was men and boys in that game.
Yeah, we had never seen an offense like that and just
They-
couldn't stop them.
They just clicked. They were a well-oiled machine. Every time
It
they
seemed-
had the ball, they just ran the ball right down the
I
field.
think they had 4 guys who ran for 100 yards that night. Hobson calling the signals. 3rd and 7. Straight back now. Throws right side. Overthrown, and it'll bring up 4th and 7. The Vikings will be forced to punt.
Killer Lane on the coverage.
That was number 15, that little slot receiver, Jonah O'Connor.
Peyton Bigara. It's Jonah O'Connor.
He's just a sophomore,
a sophomore.
and he's not 5'9". All right, the ball right on the 40-yard line. Spildy ready to kick, Spaulding ready to return. Spaulding back just inside the 20-yard line.
There's Jocko.
Jocko?
Mike Jock from Channel 15.
Oh, okay. I don't know him. Spaulding signals for the fair catch at the 15-yard line, 25-yard line.
Well, a big difference in field position thanks to that roughing the punter penalty.
No fooling, about a 40-yard difference, I'd say. Well, we'll take what we can get, down 7-0 with 2:26 to play. Silver Eagles with just a 1 possession in the first quarter. Now starting their second one, Jordan Bishop and company.
Let's see what kind of coverage they have on the wide receivers on Hepp and Spalding in this series. If they're going man to man, that's when you take a shot downfield. Looks like they're getting some over-the-top help on the right side of the offense.
Can't see who they've got split out to the near side here. They've got Hepp on the sidelines. All right, Bishop calling the signals. McConnelly in motion. No, it was Spalding in motion.
Yep.
Hand off to Killerlane. Killerlane into the line. About a 4-yard pickup on first down. About a 4-yard pickup. Second and 6.
I think in the left tackle spot out there tonight is Trent Gothard. We haven't seen him out there.
Trevor Ogden splitting out to the near side here. 2 receivers to the far side. Bishop calling the signals. Give us to Killerlane again, and he's held up at the line of scrimmage on a loss on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, really good penetration by number 12, Jacob Gibson, with number 22, Cade Spildy. No gain on the play.
3rd and 6 for the Silver Eagles. Big 3rd down. Here's the last couple minutes of the first quarter slip away. Stinson in motion, or excuse me, Ogden in motion. Bishop throwing right side, complete. I believe that's Reuter across the 30-yard line, or 40-yard line for a first down. Was that Reuter making that?
No, I think that was T. Santiago.
Ah.
Santiago with the
Nice catch in traffic there in the first down, a timely first down. We could use that. The ball spotted at the 41-yard line of Monona Grove. Killerlane with the handoff through the line, 45, 46-yard line. Not a lot of running room there, but he hits that hole in a hurry.
And he used that spin move that Jackson Thompson used to love to use.
About a 5-yard pickup on the play, maybe 6 yards? 6 yards. 2nd and 4 for the Silver Eagles. The ball at the 47-yard line. Under 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Ogden will trot out to the wide receiver position on this end again. Now they send a man in motion coming back our way. They give it to Killerlane again, and he plows ahead. Gets across the 50, but I think he's going to be just a little shy of the first down.
I think he's got the first down.
It's pretty close. It's directly in front of us here.
Yep.
Now they're signaling first down. So 4-yard pickup for Killerlane. 1st and 10 MG in Stoughton territory.
Yeah, some new faces on the offense here. Trevor Ogden with the start at wide receiver. T. Santiago.
Sam Hepp still down on the sidelines there.
Yeah. So is Jalen Ostrowski.
And we got a flag.
Offside on
Stoughton. So that'll make it 1st and 5. We'll take it.
I think obviously one of their defensive linemen must have lined up in the neutral zone, which is a no-no in high school football. You're not allowed to encroach upon the neutral zone for any reason.
First and 5 then from the Stoughton 43-yard line.
This is a great time to take a shot when you're at 1st and 5.
Yep. No, they're going to give it to Killerlane again, and Killerlane picking his way
Needs a
outside to
block.
the left side.
Wow. And he fumbled.
And see who comes up with the ball.
Get out of bounds,
Out of bounds.
you. Get out of bounds, you.
I'm going to say out of bounds, and it'll probably go to the
stay
Silver
with
Eagles.
Monona
Yep.
Killerlane just ran right over the top of one of the defenders, but the defender got his helmet on the ball and knocked it loose.
But nobody recovering it. It goes out of bounds. It's MG ball, and that ends the first quarter. An interesting play to end the quarter on. We'll march back to the other side where the Silver Eagles will have the ball 1st and 10. Oh, man.
We're going to give Killerlane about a 10-yard gain on that, and they gained a few more yards on the fumble as it went forward out of bounds.
Bob, I don't know if you saw this week's Sports Illustrated. It had a cover
I didn't.
of Clay Matthews tackling Kirk Cousins of the Redskins, and the cover title was "This is not a sack." I don't know. As a former player, what's your opinion of some of the new sack calls?
It's all about the money, Steve.
Yeah, they want to keep the money players on the field.
This is the football equivalent of Moneyball, and right now the quarterbacks are your money. So whatever. I mean, I was out of the country during that game, so I didn't see that one. I did see his late hit in the Bears game, which was clearly a late hit.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I wanted to throttle Clay Matthews when he did that. But then the next week against the Vikings, he got called for one again. I didn't see that one. Once again, I was out of town. But evidently, it's a lot harder for defensive linemen now and linebackers to put a hit at all on the quarterback.
Hey, Bob. They're congratulating Dave Kersner for his years of service to MG football. One of the most loyal fans. The Cookie Man has supplied cookies for the team meal before every game for forever, it seems, since '93, I think you said. Our hats are off to Dave. Standing ovation by the crowd here. Dave always takes care of us, too. One of the greatest Silver Eagle fans of all times. All right, back to the football game. Silver Eagles throwing it downfield. Picked off by the Vikings.
No, it wasn't. It was caught by I believe that was Peyton Spalding who came across the middle and made that catch. Steve,
boy, did I miss that one.
Yep.
I thought I saw
Spalding with the grab.
I thought I saw 11, the defensive back, take for that one. Spalding gets him down first and goal from the 7. Boy, I'm glad I was wrong.
Me too.
We've been practicing that wrong call, and you stepped right up. You played your part perfectly.
Practice.
You got your lines right and everything. So first and 10 for the first and goal from the 7-yard line. Bishop. This little swing pass out to the left side.
That's a touchdown. I couldn't tell who that was.
That is.
Still waiting to clear out so we can see it. Is that Ethan Boehner that made the catch there?
I believe it was. We'll give Ethan credit until we're discredited.
That looked a little bit better.
Yeah, that was a much better drive. Aided by the one penalty on the Vikings, but the Silver Eagles showing some good offensive push on that drive. Killerlane doing the majority of the work there. Now Houston will attempt the extra point. Low snap. Spalding handles it, puts it down, and the kick ties it up at 7-7. Well, that's a little better, isn't it, Bob?
Oh, yeah. A lot better to see. And they mixed it up. They got the ball in the air, and that's what's going to beat Stoughton tonight. I mean, if you load up against the run, you can stop it, but you can't load up against the run if you have an effective quarterback and you have threats on the outside, which Monona Grove does have.
Absolutely. They've got threats all over the place. Talented wide receivers with McConnelly getting more involved in the offense and Bishop hitting his passes. He was extremely accurate in Milton. I was very impressed by him.
Like I said, he's been getting better every game.
Yes, definitely.
Clearly, I mean, when his first couple of games, the offense was a little sloppy, but as the season's gone on, they won a tough game against Oregon where they didn't play their best, but the defense came there, got there to bail out the offense, and since then, things have gotten a lot better for Monona Grove's offense. And the defense has continued to play well.
Yeah, the defense has been solid all year. Like we mentioned, this is the first quarter touchdown they've given up all season.
And only the second touchdown in the first half they've given up all year.
That's right. So let's hope this path continues through the rest of this game and into the next game and into the playoffs.
How about a little fumbled kickoff return here, Steve?
That'd be pretty
nice.
All
right? If nothing else, at least a penalty or something.
The Stoughton lines up 5 across the front here. Be nice to see one of those guys botch a kickoff.
Wide open in the middle of the field. You could possibly squib one here and come up with the football.
No, instead they're going to kick it straight down the middle. It's going to bounce and get fumbled by the return man. I think this is Hutcherson. Hutcherson's still on his feet near the 20-yard line, 25.
Still ended up with a pretty good return considering he was bouncing around with the ball back there.
Stoughton will take over 1st and 10 from the 20.
I think Trey Locken with another special teams tackle. He's had a few of them this year.
Oh, I'm mistaken, the 24-yard line.
Have you given a...
No, I haven't done a station ID, and we're only 40 minutes late. No, we're 20 minutes early. WVMO LP Monona. I don't think 20 minutes early is going to satisfy the boys at FCC, but we'll try.
Well, maybe they'll cut you some slack this once, Steve.
Hobson calling signals, man in motion coming to the near side of the field. There's the snap. I think this is Hobson on the keeper,
kept
yeah.
it. He kept it and then he pitched it. They ran a little, essentially a little wishbone type pitch.
Are not running out in front of him?
I thought it was Walker.
About a 1.5 yard gain on that one. Call it 2nd and 9 for the Vikings.
Yeah, a little old-fashioned option play that you used to see out of the wishbone very often.
You've got a fast quarterback who makes good decisions. That one's hard to defense.
And Hobson has not carried the ball himself tonight, and he's the 2nd leading rusher on the team.
Yeah, they're messing with us by running Arnott. Hobson calling the signal, so give it to Arnott again. Arnott into the line, right behind the tackle, and he got a couple of yards, but they've run that play several times, Bob, and not been very successful with it. It's when they jet him outside that they're gaining some yards. About a 3-yard pickup. It's 3rd and 6. In a tie game, 7-7, MG and Stoughton. All right, big play here. Be nice to get a stop. They split out 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side.
Jalen Ostrowski out on defense now, playing, covering the slot receiver.
Hobson looking to throw right side.
Nice pass.
Caught.
Nice pass.
Yes, he does complete it. Just
to number 6, Drew Anderson, who is the leading receiver on the team. And a nice, just a slant pattern. He threw a seed to Anderson. Anderson came up with it. Coverage was pretty decent.
1st and 10 for the Vikings as they get out to the 39-yard line. Their own 39. 10 minutes to play in the first half. Tied at 7 here on homecoming and senior night. Do you remember your senior night, Bob?
Yeah, I do. It was colder than heck. I'm sure I told you that story.
I'm sure you have.
I'll fill you in after this play.
They split out double wide receivers to the near side. Now Hobson calls a timeout. You've got time right now if you'd like. The floor is yours, sir.
It was October, and we were expecting, seasonably cool weather, but it was in the teens that night. And I remember coming out for warm-ups, and there wasn't any warming up really in that weather. And I was just wearing what I usually wear, which was a T-shirt underneath my pads and then my jersey. And I just froze out there during warm-ups so bad that when we went back in, I actually put on a sweatshirt underneath my uniform.
So then that night, did you win?
Yeah, we won. That was against Jefferson. That's when I got my 1 sack. Remember that telling you the story about how I was playing against the guy who had no stars on his
helmet? That's right. I love that story. You knew you were going to have a good night because the guy had no stars.
Yeah. Poor Jefferson Eagle with no stars.
They had those
I ran right over the top of him.
Down their pants.
Against Tim Stouse. Remember Tim Stouse? Remember the Stouse boys? Tom Stouse played for the Badgers for 4 years.
Then he became a doctor, didn't he?
Was that him? Yeah, I think it was.
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right. On 1st and 10, Hobson calling the signals for the Vikings. He'll run it himself coming towards us.
Got nowhere to go.
Oh, nowhere. And this was Gronsky.
Gronsky on the tackle, but the guy who made the difference there on that play was Brian Hines, number 43, who got the penetration and completely slowed the play down. Gronsky gets credit for the tackle, but Hines is the one that made that happen. Big loss.
Brings up 2nd and 13, the ball back to the 36-yard line. $9:10 to play in the first half, a 7-7 game. Split out, double wide receivers both directions now. Just 2 running backs. Man in motion going away. Hobson looking to throw right side, slings it out to wide receiver screen. Cut down after a short pickup.
I think that was it was
Hutcherson, I think?
No, Arnott out of the backfield.
Okay.
Quinn Arnott out of the backfield.
Limits them to a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, give him a gain of 3.
3rd and 10. Another big 3rd down play. Last time they completed the pass to Anderson when it was 3rd down, converted. Now they split out double wides to both sides. No, 3 to this side, 1 to the far side. We've only got 2 wide
The slot guy is
two.
number 34, Gabe Rousseau, 6'2", 205 pound offensive lineman. So that I'm not sure what they were going to do with that. Also split out Dwight Walker, the tailback.
Now they had only 2 defensive backs out on this side for the Silver Eagles, so they call the timeout and try to reconfigure their defense to cover things like that. Of course, maybe they weren't considering the lineman as a potential receiver.
Now I saw that kid coming out in the slot. I thought, wow, that is a big receiver. Had to look him up quick, and no, he's an offensive lineman.
I remember when they had, what was his name, Ryan Schwinn play fullback for the Silver Eagles a couple plays. He was their short yardage fullback when they were inside the red zone. He was 6'5", 270.
Yeah, they've done that a few times with their big fellas. Put him in as a lead blocker on those goal line plays.
Ryan had good success running the ball as well. You remember who his brother was? He ran the ball fairly well too.
Yeah, one of your all-time favorite players, Darren Schwinn.
Heck, their dad was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, Al.
Big Al.
Yeah, he's a heck of a basketball player. And he played wide receiver on the football team.
Yes, and he was on the baseball team too.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Al was a
Three-sport
multi-sport
guy,
star.
yeah.
All right, Hobson calling the signals. They got that big guy out here on the side. They throw it the other way. Caught by Anderson again, and just enough for the 1st down, I think.
Yeah, just ran a short out pattern to the end zone, or to the sticks.
Yeah, I think that was called the sticks pattern. Oh wait, what do we got here? Was he out of bounds, perhaps? Is there line?
Yeah, they must have called that out of bounds. Looked like he came down with the football, so they must have called him out of bounds and incomplete pass, and they'll have to punt.
Yeah, they're lined up for the punt. Peyton Spalding back deep, standing at his own 25-yard line. Spildy ready to kick it. Good pressure. Spalding back deep, inside the 15-yard line. Come across the 20, 25.
I got to tell you, Steve, Sam Gronsky literally walked in on that punt. If he'd have been running, he would have blocked the kick easily. They need to take a good hard look at that. He walked in, he was standing right next to the punter when he got the ball off.
This is a team that had a punt block, or that blocked a punt early in the season. In fact, blocked it for a touchdown. Was that against Baraboo?
That was against Edgewood.
Edgewood.
Well, you know, it takes a special kind of personality to actually throw yourself in front of a kick like that. If Sam Gronsky's that kind of guy, this is a game where he should be able to knock down a punt.
All right, the Silver Eagles spread out, put 2 guys out on this side. 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Bishop calling the signals. Killer Lane next to him. McConnelly in motion coming to the near side. Fake to McConnelly. Bishop's going to take it himself, trying to go left side. Runs into some trouble and loses a yard or 2.
Well,
Stoughton sniffed that one out pretty nicely.
Did not bite on the fake there. That was Sam Hepp coming across there. He faked him too, and those boys were not moving.
Oh, you're right. That was Hepp and not McConnelly.
Big loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, puts back to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 13.
Right now, Stoughton's only rushing 4, so they are in good shape. Monona Grove's in good shape for a passing play here. No, Bishop keeps it.
Bishop, the keeper, up the left side, has some running room and pushed out of bounds near the 30-yard line.
Yep. Not
Not a bad run.
Fake to Reuter coming across on that one. I liked Reuter ran a couple of jet sweeps against Monroe, and he looked fast doing it. I am for that play. If they
Absolutely. Just short of the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8. Clear passing down. We'll see if Bishop lets fly with one here. Long count here. Man in motion coming this way.
He's looking
Bishop
for help.
looking, ducks out. Now he's got to run.
Nope. And the ball came
stumble
loose.
forward.
That's going to go to Stoughton.
Stoughton will recover inside the 35-yard line of Monona Grove.
So the play there was Hep coming across the field, catch it on in the backfield behind a phalanx of blockers out there, but his defender did not let him go, and there was no way Bishop was going to throw that ball out. It would have been an easy pick. Unfortunately, it turned into a turnover anyway.
Yeah, so 7:02 to play in the first half, a tie game. The Silver Eagles backing up against the wall here as they turn the ball over to the Vikings. The ball at the 34-yard line. Need the defense to tighten up or get a takeaway here. One thing we haven't seen is a real long return for a touchdown on an interception or fumble. I would take that. All right, they split out Hutcherson and some
I'd take
other
any
guy.
kind of takeaway right now.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't even need to be a score.
They got 3 last week against Milton.
Hobson giving it to Arnott bursting through a hole. Kid didn't want to go down that time. Close to a first down. Not as close as I thought. 7-yard pickup though. 2nd and 3. Stoughton playing some inspired football. I suppose they've got nothing to lose at this point. They're not going to get a number 1 or number 2 seed in the playoffs.
Well, they need a win to clinch a playoff spot.
True.
And of course, this is a rivalry game too. They want to come in and
Highway 51
and punch
rivalry.
MG in the mouth is what they want to do.
And they're doing it so far. Hobson with the handoff to
Walker.
Arnott, or Walker. Walker
on
hit at the line. Might have even lost a yard. Well, they say made the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 3. 6 minutes to play in the first half. This is 4-down territory.
Oh, for sure. Although Cade Spildy, pretty good kicker.
That's true. We might see a field goal out of him.
This would be a long field goal from this point, but it's a reasonable possibility.
According to our stats, 3 out of 4 on the season kicking field goals. Split out 2 to the near side again. 1 to the far side. The double running backs alongside quarterback Hobson, who gets the snap. Looking to throw right side.
Oh, wide open.
Has a man open and throws it off his fingertips.
Wow. That was a great play. Play action pass.
Yep.
Everybody bought the run, including the defensive back on that side. I believe that was T. Santiago, or was that Ostrowski?
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, but regardless, everybody bid on the play action fake. His receiver wide open, and he just flat out missed him. But it's 4th down and 3. They'll be going for it anyway.
I think that was Tej. They've got Ostrowski over on this side, I think.
Samaj here. Yeah, yep, so that must have been T. Santiago on that.
All right, big 4th down play, 4th and 3 from the 27 of the Silver Eagles. Hobson calling the signals. Looking to pass. He's going deep left side.
Oh, nice play by Ostrowski.
Ostrowski to deny.
If you see this replay, Ostrowski turned at the last second, and fortunately that ball floated just enough for him to get a hand in there.
Was that an outstanding play by the defensive back?
Ostrowski's receiver was open, and Ostrowski was in space and somehow managed to get his eyes on the ball at the last second and get a paw in there and knock it down.
So with 5:27 left in the half, the Silver Eagles will get the ball. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line.
That's a break. It was a break that Hobson missed a wide open receiver on the 3rd down play, and then a break that Ostrowski was able to get back and knock that pass down.
All right. Silver Eagle offense back on the field. 1st and 10 from the 27. Bishop. He'll give it to Killer Lane. Into the line. Still on his feet. Close to the first down. Let's see if they give it to us. Killer Lane is looking more Thompson-like every week, isn't he?
Showing good burst out of the backfield.
They spot the ball at the 36-yard line. Call it a first down for MG. 10-yard pickup for Brady Killer Lane. 5:10 to play in the first half. Tied at 7. Silver Eagles will get the ball to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity. Bishop looking to throw. Now he'll take off right up the middle. He's got a block.
Needs a block from Killer Lane.
He's got another block across the 50, 45, and dragged down near the 40-yard line of Stoughton. Excellent downfield blocking, and Jordan Bishop making a good call to pull that ball down and take off right up the center of the field.
Yeah, he broke 2 tackles, needed a block from Killer Lane, and got it. Got another 10 yards after that.
One of the linemen in there threw a nice block, too, in that second layer with the linebacker. Now 1st and 10 from the, they give him the 40-yard line on that play. Bishop calling the signals. Hand off to Killerlane.
Oh,
left
wide
side.
open.
Killerlane could score.
Yeah, he's gonna go.
in. 40 yards. Brady Killerlane, touchdown, MG.
Yeah.
Well, that breaks
Huge
the tie.
hole opened up there right off tackle.
We could see it up here.
Oh, my God.
All it was a foot race
Left
at that
tackle
point.
Trent Gothard, left guard Nathan Wilcox. They opened up some room over there, an enormous hole. Killerlane hit it and burst down the sideline for the touchdown, a 41-yarder.
Killerlane showing some great speed. He's had a couple long touchdowns. He had that 50-yarder earlier in the season. Now Houston will attempt to round it off to an even 14-7.
Maybe after this we could go to Max and he could give us his take on what happened down there. Somehow we could do that.
Hand signals, flashcards, the snap, the hold, the kick, and it's a 14-7 MG game. Well,
That's a better looking. That's a better looking score.
much
And
better. The
and-
Silver Eagles on the right side of it.
offense looks better every time they have the football.
Yeah, I was a little concerned at first there. I mean, I'm still a long ways from feeling comfortable about this game, but we're in much better position than we had been earlier. You don't like trailing anybody, and you especially don't like trailing a not bad off Stoughton team. Granted, they're not the Stoughton team that they had last year with Shipper, who could score from anywhere on the field. He was a threat every time he touched the ball, but we got our own guy, Brady Killerlane, looking pretty good when he gets his hands on the football.
Killerlane on his way to his first career 100-yard game. Just a junior.
That would be Brady's 6th touchdown of the season, 7th counting the one he caught, a pass he caught. So this is going to put him over 300 yards already, I imagine, and close to 400 for the season.
Oh yeah, Killerlane well over 300 now.
All right, Houston ready to kick it for the Silver Eagles. Hutcherson and who is that, Hawkins back there? Walker, that's his name. They haven't gone to Walker much. I expected to see a lot more of Dwight Walker. Instead, Arnott is getting the carries out of the backfield. Houston's kick, bouncing short, picked up, I think this is Walker with the ball. Yes, it is, and Walker gets across the 35-yard line before he's brought down.
They're having all sorts of trouble handling kickoffs tonight, but once they get the ball in their hands, they don't have too much trouble getting upfield with it. Boy, the Monona Grove kickoff team, called the Hit Squad back when Max was in high school. I heard that last week. They got to get down that field and they got to make their presence known more. This ball is getting way too far out, especially when they're getting extra time with the return man fumbling the ball around.
Well, what's the nickname of the squad we've got out on the field right now, Bob?
The Bash Company, Steve.
Bashco.
Bash Company. I can't deny. Bow, wow, wow.
Oh, God.
Wow, wow.
Hobson, the pitch to Arnott. Arnott slips and hit and fell a little short of the yard of the line of scrimmage. It'll be a net of a lost yard.
Yeah, good penetration that time. It looked like by Sam Gronsky that turned that play back in.
Ball placed on the 30-yard line. 2nd and 11. 4:13 to play in the first half, and a 14-7 MG lead. Boy, we haven't said MG lead yet tonight. I don't like waiting till the second quarter to say that. All right, they split 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Double running back still. Give us to Arnott, I think.
Usually it's Walker's carry there.
Going that direction, yeah.
Tell you in a second. Yeah, it's Dwight Walker.
Yep, you're right. And he got 4 yards on the carry, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, he's Mr. Inside. He's there between the tackles guy. Let's see if they run that little pitch play that's worked pretty well for him. I could see them running that on this 3rd and 6.
Yeah.
So if I'm Sam Gronsky, I'm staying home.
Yeah, no fooling on 3rd and long. This would be a good one to watch for. Now they split Arnott out to the side. Double wideouts both ways. Now Arnott in motion, coming back. They're going to throw.
Throw it to him and
And they
overthrow.
overthrow him. Arnott not the tallest guy on the team.
No, and T. Santiago was shadowing him across the field, but he overthrew him by a fair amount.
And that's going to bring up 4th down.
There's some muddling around on the field. Is there a flag down? If there is, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. The chain gang lists third down still. The referee's talking.
All right. Well, I'm not sure what all the chat's about.
Should be 4th and 7.
No penalty on the play.
Yep, and here comes the punting unit for the Vikings.
All right, it was a holding penalty. I didn't see the flag, but that's what they called. It's declined, and Stoughton's going to have to punt.
So now with exactly 3 minutes to play, the Silver Eagles with an opportunity to get the ball back and perhaps get another score.
Well, Hobson is right now is killing these offensive drives with these overthrown passes. I don't know if he's just all amped up or what the deal is, but he is not hitting his receivers.
P.J. Spalding dropped back near his own 20-yard line, 25-yard line, ready to go after Spildy's punt. Good snap. You're right, he takes an extra step coming up on the punt. Spalding takes it at the 25-yard line, across the 30, 35. Trying to get outside 40. Horse collar. Where's the flag?
I was looking for flags for illegal blocks in the pack. There was a couple of pretty close ones there.
Spalding made it up to the 40-yard line before he got slung out of bounds by the back of his neck. No flags anywhere, though, but the Silver Eagles, with 2:47 to play, a great opportunity to go up by 2 scores here.
I like Peyton Spalding's approach to punt returns. He's very aggressive. He wants to get after that ball and get the return. Nice job tonight.
Yeah, it's funny that he's fielding it so cleanly and Stoughton's having such a hard time with kicks. All right, Killer Lane in the backfield alongside Bishop. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Tight end is McConnelly. Bishop calling for the ball. Looking to throw. Time, he's got time. Now he's chasing to his left. He'll tuck it in and run. Across the 45, 50 has the first down. Cuts it back.
Not a first down, though.
Got to the 47-yard line and the first down. Jordan Bishop. A couple solid runs his last couple times he's carried the ball.
He's carried the ball a lot more tonight than he has all year. We haven't seen much of Jordan Bishop running the ball, especially compared to some of the quarterbacks we've seen over the last few years.
Between Ogden and Blang
and Steve Martini, they carried the ball a lot.
Aaron Kondrasek. 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles in Stoughton territory. They hand off to Killer Lane. No.
Bishop kept it.
Bishop kept it. It's interesting. He kept it, he hesitated, and then followed Killer Lane up the left side.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that was, to be honest with you. I thought maybe he was expected to give it to Killer Lane, and for some reason the handoff didn't happen.
5-yard pickup to the Stoughton 42-yard line. 2nd and 5. 14-7, the Silver Eagles lead the Vikings. You're listening to WVMO LP Monona.
It's Killer Lane.
Killer Lane again, getting into the defensive backfield before he's dropped after getting the first down plus some.
Showing some toughness between the tackles and elusivity. I mean, boy, these guys are putting their hands on him, and he's just running right through them.
We're going to cut it to Max down on the field. Max, tell us what you're seeing down there.
Hey guys, yeah, so I can actually hear you now on the headset, so
awesome.
That's good. We can have a little bit of a conversation. But yeah, you're starting to see MG's offense start to come alive a little bit here. I think, one thing that I'm starting to see is some of the speed.
That's going to be it. Oh, that would have been a touchdown. Sorry.
So some of the speed on the field has been neutralized a little bit. Although it's not raining down here, it is very muddy. You see a lot of the players using those cleat cleaners, trying to get their cleats clean so they are able to get some traction. I saw, on that Brady Killer Lane touchdown the last time, on that last drive, that Stoughton safety came flying up on a blitz and wasn't able to get his footing and slip. So I think that was one, factor that led to that. And I don't know if you guys have talked about this on the broadcast or noticed, but Trent Herber is out tonight. I don't know.
Oh, no, we hadn't noticed.
Yeah, so, I think that also, obviously, as we had talked before, being the emotional leader of that defense and being a key player in that front seven, it is a little bit of an adjustment for some of these guys who maybe haven't played as much to, lose a guy like Herber in the middle of your defense.
Oh, absolutely. And do you know why he's out?
I don't, and you obviously don't want to speculate. He doesn't appear injured on the sideline. Like I don't see him in a sling or a boot or something. So hopefully it will be short term and he'll be back in no time. But yeah, I did notice Trent Herber is out tonight.
Thanks, Max.
Bishop completing the pass there to Spalding. He's short of the first down, though, I think. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. Max Etheridge from the sidelines. He's our Pam Oliver. No, Max does a really nice job. He's very knowledgeable, and I appreciate him filling in for Bob the last couple weeks. Even Jim Gunderson said Max did a good job.
He did.
He did.
He's got a good voice for radio.
Jim?
Well, yeah. I was thinking Max, actually.
Max does too. He did great.
Silver Eagle is injured on the play.
It's one of our linemen.
Slow to get up. It's Nathan Wilcox. Oh, he's back on his feet now. Anyway.
See what we've got. Second and inches, it appears. The ball, where are we? At the 19? No, at the 9.
At the 9.
So, Silver Eagles starting to go up by 2 scores with 37 seconds left. They take a timeout to discuss things. This is a good one so far.
Yep. Monona Grove's offense, though, starting to click. Going right down the field there on their last 2 series.
Yeah, I think that slippiness of the field has made a difference on a couple of plays. I've seen players on both sides of the ball slipping, and when you're trying to go after somebody like Killer Lane on a safety blitz, it's hard to change direction that quickly if you don't have firm footing. And Killer Lane is so quick. There's not a lot of guys that are going to change direction, be able to keep up with his type of speed. So 37 seconds remain in the first half. A 14-7 MG lead as they threaten to go up by 3 scores.
And this is a trademark of Monona Grove over the last few years. Under the Beckwith administration, shall we say, Monona Grove often scores with less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. And when they do that, they take all the momentum away from the opposing team. Last year, Monona Grove scored with 29 seconds left in the first half against Stoughton to make the score 41-21 at halftime, and really took the wind out of the Vikings' sails.
Last year, the Silver Eagles scored 60 points in consecutive games. Killer Lane. No, Bishop.
Throwing to Spalding. Complete.
Out of bounds with the first down inside the 5-yard line. They spotted at the 3, first and goal MG.
I was kind of hoping he'd hand off to Ethan Boehner, who was in the backfield on that one. Boehner had a wide open alley to the end zone.
I don't know who they faked it to, who came up the right side there, but he walked into the end zone.
That was Ethan Boehner.
Okay, yeah, Boehner back there now with Bishop. First and goal for the Silver Eagles, 30 seconds to play. Bishop, take the signal. Give it to Boehner.
He's in.
Boehner in from 3 for the touchdown. Silver Eagles go up by 2 scores now, just before halftime.
Boehner's second touchdown of the night, first one on the ground on his first carry of the night.
Third of the quarter for the Silver Eagles.
At 26 seconds to go. I love the way Monona Grove has over the last few years been able to do that. They never let up on the gas until the first half is over. And they just keep pushing, and they have scored so many times with less than 2 minutes to go in the first half.
That's just demoralizing.
It is. It's a backbreaker for the opponents when you give up a touchdown just before you go into the locker room. Yeah, you know, if you're Stoughton, you think you're going into the locker room with down 1 score, just 1 score. And Monona Grove puts together this really quick drive down the field and scores with less than 30 seconds to go in the half. And now you're going in 2 scores, and you're not feeling good about yourselves at all, and you have to kick off to start the second half.
Exactly, yeah. The Silver Eagles are going to have a chance to go up by 3 scores to start the second half. Sure, we're a ways from that 35-point lead in the running clock, but I'll take a 3-score lead against the Vikings. Boy. Well, Boehner with just a couple carries. Isn't he got, Bob?
What's that?
Boehner's got just a couple carries.
Just 1 carry. 1 carry tonight.
Oh, that's right. He had that reception for the touchdown.
Just 1 reception for a touchdown and 1 carry for a touchdotion. It's
Boy,
pretty good
put
percentage.
him back there to return a kickoff to start the second half. The kid's got magic feet tonight.
He's your hot hand, all right.
All right, they're playing Singing in the Rain, so I suspect the weather is starting to turn a little. I can see it coming down in the lights.
Yeah, and the umbrellas are starting to come out, so that could be an equalizer. Monona Grove looks like a team that's faster. Their passing game is much better than Stoughton's.
Oh, yeah. Bishop has been pretty much on target where Hobson struggled.
A consistent rain here could really even things out between the 2 teams.
Yeah, if it slows the game down, I think that's definitely in the favor of the team with the 2-touchdown lead. Oh, this kick caught on the fly. I believe that's Hutcherson. out across the 30-yard line, near the 35 before he's pushed out of bounds. Stoughton Vikings will take over, 1st and 10 at the 30-something. See what kind of a spot we get here.
Well, we're seeing some more good quarterback play from Jordan Bishop tonight. Hey, Steve, did you know that Jordan Bishop is a Dave Craig Award semifinalist this year?
I did not know that. Dave Craig, who played for Milton?
Yes, he did, and that's who the award for the top quarterback in the state is named for. Alec Ogden was a finalist the last 2 years.
He got cheated, too. I thought Ogden was about as good as a high school quarterback can be.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the year you're that good. I mean, the kid they gave the award to last year was no slouch either.
No, that's true. All right, Stoughton with 3 wide receivers. They throw it the other way to the Arnott coming out of the backfield. A little spin move and has a 1st down across the 50. Nice play by the Vikings, but we're down to 10 seconds, and they may just run out of time here, needing 49 yards to go.
Well, they got timeouts left. They could use it.
True.
Go ahead.
1st and 10 for
10
the Vikings.
seconds. They could possibly get off 2 more plays.
That was a nice play to Arnott as he went up the right side and did a little spin move and got just enough for the 1st down. Next week we travel to Watertown. It'll be a radio-only game. Bob and I on the road. You are going to that one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How many times are you going to ask me that?
You going to Watertown with me against the Goslings? Can you give me a ride?
No, I can't. No, of course I will. Doesn't make sense for us to both drive down there separately.
No. Tell you what, I'll pick up the equipment and you can drive.
That sounds good. Just pick up the equipment on your way home from work, and I'll come out to your place and pick you up.
We'll do that. All right, 10 seconds remaining. Monona Grove with a 21-7 lead. Ethan Banner with 2 touchdowns. Brady Killerlane with another one. Oliver Houston with all 3 extra points. And the Vikings looking to make
Poor Oliver, his name in this booth is forever going to be Oscar, I believe.
love Oscar. Oscar's a great name.
Needs to be a Hispanic, then he'd be Oscar.
Oscar Houston.
Sam Houston. Why don't you call him Sam Houston?
Silver Eagles with just 3 rushers. Hobson throwing over the middle, incomplete. Off the hands of his intended receiver. That's that little 15, isn't it?
No, that was number 86. That was Hutcherson, Nathan Hutcherson.
He's a little guy, too.
He is a small receiver, 5'10", 150 pounds.
This is a fairly young team, too.
Yeah, they got
Hobson,
a lot of
Hutcherson,
underclassmen on their roster. That's for sure.
5 seconds run off the clock on that play. Another timeout called. Both teams will go to the sidelines. 5 seconds to play and a 21-7 MG lead here on WVMO LP Monona.
Well, MG should just rush 4, play everybody back. They're only going to have time for this one play. It's not like they're going to be able to make a completion and then get a timeout call to try a field goal. That's not going to happen. So play your safeties back by the goal line. You have your linebackers about 15 yards off the line, and then your corners at some sort of other commensurate distance.
Be sure and
rush
stick around for the halftime show. We've got the band lined up and ready to go, and it is, of course, senior night and homecoming and all this pageantry that comes with it.
And we'll run down the list of seniors for you like we do every year.
Yeah, this is a talented group of seniors, but you know we got an awful good group of juniors and sophomores coming up too.
Every year, it just seems like you're losing so much. When after the 2016 season, when they went to the state championship game, we knew their skill players were coming back, but we didn't know who was going to be on the offensive line. And then this year, all the skill players were gone, but the offensive line was still mostly intact. So you just never know, but it's pretty exciting, and they always seem to have good teams. Hook and ladder.
Pass. And they pull it off. Viking into the center of the field, but they're going to run out of time as he gets tackled near the 25-yard line. They'll go to the locker room with the Silver Eagles leading the Stoughton Vikings 21-7 here from Monona Grove High School. Stick around, Bob and I will be back with the exciting second half of Silver Eagle football here on WVMO LP Monona.
Squad. And let's have it up for next one. Our dance squad is selling 650 tonight. We'll sell them going into the third quarter. The time is already up to 129 left, so keep those. Keep it rolling. And help support the Monona Grove dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, the 92-member Monona Grove High School Archie Band is under the direction of Howard Johnson and Kevin Castleberry. Tonight's drill is written and designed by Michael. Monona Grove High School Archie Band is excited to present their fun and show and racing. Our show features
leaving. Yes, I am. No, I'm leaving. Yes, I am. Bye, Jenny.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to recognize this year's 2018 homecoming court.
obviously Monona Grove is bound to see a first-round playoff game here, especially with a win tonight. The seniors, let's talk. Managers Abby Baxter and Adam Menenga are seniors this year. Playing their last regular season home games this year is number 2, Trenton Herber. Number 3, quarterback Jordan Bishop. Number 5, wideout Sam Hepp. Number 6, DB Jalen Ostrowski. Number 7, linebacker, running back Ethan Boehner. Number 8, DE Sam Gronsky. Number 10, wide receiver London Rice Triplet. Number 11, defensive back Isaac Stinson. Number 13, Hunter Myers. Number 21, cornerback Samaj Nurudin. Number 25, linebacker Shane Duncan. Number 27, DB T. Santiago. Number 34, wideout Peyton Spalding. Number 35, Ryan Linscheid. Number 41, Cole Besteman. Number 43, linebacker Ryan Hines. Number 45, tight end Dante McConley. Number 50, defensive lineman Benny Fluke. Number 54, defensive lineman Cam Sisler. Number 55, OL, left tackle tonight, Trent Gothard. Number 56, Kendall Renard. Number 58, tackle on offense and tackle on defense, Michael Williams-Davis. Number 59, defensive tackle, Po'okela Konanui. One of my favorite names that has ever come through Monona Grove. Number 66, Evan Schoenfeld. And number 74, offensive lineman Max Hengst, are our seniors playing their last regular season home football game for Monona Grove tonight.
You mentioned your favorite name. Big difference between you and I, Bob. That was your favorite name. Mine is Jackson Thompson. All right, run down some of the stats in the first half.
I thought it was the Tornado.
The Tornado. That's my favorite nickname. All right, tell us about the first half stats. The Silver Eagles with some success in that second quarter, but they ran the ball pretty well in the first half.
Yeah, they did. 3 touchdowns in the second quarter alone, 1 by pass, 2 on the ground. Monona's rushed for 160 yards in the first half. Leading the way is Brady Killerlane, 11 carries, 99 yards, and a 1 long 41-yard touchdown run. Jordan Bishop is number 2 on the list for runners tonight. He's carried the ball 8 times for 58 yards, and Ethan Boehner 1 time for 3 yards and a touchdown. Throwing the ball, Jordan Bishop 5 for 6. The touchdown, no interceptions tonight. 60 yards passing. Leading the way is Peyton Spalding, 3 catches for 41 yards. T. Santiago with a catch for 12 yards, and Ethan Boehner 1 catch, 7 yards, and a touchdown. Ethan, the touchdown maker tonight.
Well, it's going to be an interesting second half, Bob. It's not exactly arc building weather, but the rain coming down pretty steady now. It started just before the half, and it's consistently gotten heavier as the halftime has worn on. It's going to be a pretty soggy field, and I think that doesn't help the Vikings at all, knowing they've got to come back from a 2-touchdown deficit, especially with the Silver Eagles starting with the ball in the second half.
Well, the Vikings have tried to establish a running game tonight, and they've done all right. They've carried the ball 17 times for 72 yards, or 18 times for 72 yards, sorry about that. Leading the way is Quinn Arnott. We didn't expect that out of him, 9 carries, 49 yards. And then Stoughton's leading ground gainer this year is Dwight Walker. He's carried the ball 8 times for 26 yards. And Hobson, their quarterback, we expected to see a lot more of him running the ball tonight. He's only carried the ball 1 time, and it was knocked down for a 3-yard loss. So that's very surprising to me. And another person we haven't seen carry the ball tonight, and I thought we'd see a lot of, is the jet sweep by Nathan Hutcherson. Nathan Hutcherson carried the ball 9 times. This year is averaging 12 yards a carry. And I'm certain now on jet sweeps, and we have not seen even an attempted one tonight with Hutcherson carrying the ball. Through the air, Hobson is 5 for 14. He's missed some open receivers tonight. In fact, had an excellent chance on a 3rd and long for an easy touchdown and overthrew his receiver.
Good. Can you cue me in?
He's thrown the ball for 50 yards tonight on his 5 completions. No touchdowns, no
Hey, here with Coach Beckwith at halftime of the homecoming game, Monona Grove versus Stoughton. Just wanted to get your general thoughts on the first half. Obviously, it's raining a little bit here now. Off to a little bit of a slow start to start the game, but things started to click there to end the half. What are your thoughts here going into the second half?
Well, we knew Stoughton was going to come out and pop us in the mouth, and they took that for opening drive down and really easily took it to us, and hopefully that woke us up enough. Nobody wants to come from behind in the rain. It's tough, but it comes down to who's going to make more plays in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. Have a good second half.
Coach Brandon Beckwith, a 38-6 record to this point of his career, Bob, in his 4th year coaching. 38-6. That's close to 85% winning percentage.
Yeah, there's been no drop-off in the Monona Grove football program after Coach Mike Stassi retired. Brandon Beckwith has put his own stamp on it. He's brought the spread offense to Monona, and you cannot argue with success. This has been a powerhouse offensive team now since he's taken over, and the defense has gotten better every year.
Absolutely, and this year's defense is among the best that we've seen here since we've been doing the games, and Stoughton is really going to have their hands full. I'll be real curious to see how the Silver Eagles come out to start the second half, whether they play it cautious and just try to hang on to the lead, or if they go for it and try to put up that fourth touchdown of the night.
Well, Monona Grove gets kickoff, and you know, just because it's raining doesn't mean they can't use their passing game. As you noted last year, it rained like crazy down in Stoughton when these two teams matched up, and all Alec Ogden did was throw 5 touchdown passes.
Yeah, he had an outstanding game. And next week we'll be traveling to Whitewater to bring you that game. That one ought to be interesting because Watertown, the Goslings last week threw the ball 52 times. They trailed tonight at halftime to Oregon 21-7. It'll be real curious to see if they can pull that one out and still have a shot at the conference championship. Ethan Pauly, their quarterback, and their leading rusher, it sounds like, had a heck of a game throwing those 52 passes. Let me see, he completed 28 of them.
Yep.
And then was their leading rusher
yards,
as well. Watertown 6-1 overall, 5-0 in conference coming into tonight's game.
Well, I think Oregon is not a team to be overlooked. Monona Grove had their hands full with Oregon. Oregon played them to almost a stalemate, and it wasn't until the fourth quarter when MG was able to put up their third touchdown and give themselves some breathing room in that game before it was decided. And Oregon handled Stoughton. Stoughton was picked by the coaches to finish second this year. Oregon went down to Stoughton and pounded them 35-10. So, you know, Stoughton is going to make the playoffs this year no matter what happens tonight. They have one game left. It's against Fort Atkinson, so they'll easily win that game. And it'll be the first time in school history that Stoughton will have made the playoffs in consecutive years.
Bob, City of Stoughton, do you know who it's named for?
Ole Stoughton.
Oh, you're close. Luke Stoughton.
Luke Stoughton.
Yep, a local farmer and tradesman who founded the city a bazillion years ago and said, let's have a crappy football team. Well, Watertown ought to be a challenge. I'm looking forward to that as they've got a little bit different offense than we see in most of our games, but it'll be a good challenge. I don't know if the Goslings have ever beaten MG, have they?
Well, they've only played them a couple of times.
I know.
The answer is no.
They're new to the conference.
Yeah, last year was their first year in the conference. They came into Monona Grove last year also contending for the conference title. It only lost a couple of times coming in, and Monona Grove just dismantled them.
Yeah,
46-6.
Yeah. That was the streak that ended Monona Grove's 60-point run. They had beaten Milton 64-26, then Stoughton 63-35, and then Watertown only 46-6. You realize that until their last game of the season, the Silver Eagles scored 40 points or better every game last year.
I know.
That was an incredible offense.
Right up until their one loss.
And we've talked about how outstanding this defense is, probably the third best all time here at Monona Grove in terms of points given up. The best, of course, being the 1962 squad, the mythical national champs, I'd call them, as they went 8-0 and gave up 6 points, 1 touchdown all season, and they beat the Stoughton Vikings 13-0 for their final game of the season. 62, that's a couple of years ago. They had Sonny Redders and Carl Rodenbush, a couple of All-Americans.
Sonny Redders, he went on to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, you're going to have to take my word for it on that one. I believe he played for the Packers, in fact.
Packers, Vikings, and Redskins, I think. I don't know. Spildy ready to kick it for the Vikings. Monona Grove ready to receive. Spildy with this short run-up, little squib kick into the middle. The Silver Eagles fall on it at their own 35-yard line, 36, where they take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was a smart play by Ethan Boehner there, number 7, just falling on the ball. It is a very wet field. The rain is coming down pretty good right now. So we're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding. This is going to be extremely important for the players to hang on to the football.
Absolutely.
They're going to have to take good care of the football here. It's easy to lose control of it when the ball's this wet.
I was going to make that same comment that it gets a little greasy out there, and that ball's going to be awful slick. So watch for the Silver Eagles to make ball protection one of their primary goals here. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Silver Eagles take over with a 2-touchdown lead. Killer Lane into the line. Nothing fancy there, just straight ahead for 3 yards. This is where if somebody breaks loose on a run, it's going to be awful hard to catch him. Just because that field is so slick and you're trying to change direction, it's easy to lose your footing and fall on your keister, as my dad would say.
Well, and it's hard to change direction if you're carrying the ball. You just tend to want to outrun everybody because it's hard to make a sharp cut on this wet grass.
2nd and 7. We have a whistle here. What do we got?
Offside on Stoughton. Somebody must have put their hand in the
my.
neutral zone again. That's twice.
That's going to march it up 5 yards and make it 2nd and 2. The ball at the just shy of the 45-yard line, called 44. 11:23 and counting in the 3rd quarter. A 21-7 MG lead. Jordan Bishop calling the signals. Short pass. This is McConnelly. Couldn't catch it as he lost his footing.
Wasn't going anywhere anyway. McConnelly was well covered by number 22, Cade Spildy.
Yeah, he had the line of scrimmage, but that was it.
It looked like Bishop had a little trouble holding that football, too, on the pass. Sidearmed it and just couldn't get the ball out there.
3rd and 2. Bishop, give it to Killer Lane. No, Bishop's going to keep it. Go on the right side, running him across the 50-45 where he slides for the 1st down.
Well, that's one way to protect the football is to go in feet first like that.
Yeah, he got to the 40-yard line of Stoughton. Oh, they're going to give him the 45 where he started the slide, I suppose. 1st down nonetheless. Now Spalding and Reuter split out wide to this side. I think that's Hep to the far side. Killer Lane in the backfield alongside quarterback Bishop. McConnelly's the tight end. Handoff to Killer Lane into the line. He gets to the 40-yard line.
That ball come out?
Ball loose, and Stoughton signaling they've got it.
It looked like that ball might have come out on the hit. Killer Lane's already lost control of the ball once tonight.
And they say recovered by Monona Grove.
That's a break.
Break there, yeah. About a 5-yard pickup for Killer Lane, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he's really going to have to wrap up. I mean, he put the ball on the ground once when it was dry, and now it's going to be
even harder.
That's right.
I was surprised to see Bishop trying a pass so early here in the half. Killer Lane right up the middle. Breaks through, has the 1st down, and across the 35-yard line.
Just enough room on that block to get himself up to the 2nd level. Nice pickup.
1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Just over 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Ball at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 MG. Now they bring out Hep to the near side. Bishop calling the signals. Now Hep stepping up to the line. They give it to Killer Lane. Right side's running room, close to a 1st down.
Nice job of blocking on the offensive line. So far in this series, Silver Eagle offensive line has just dominated the defenders from Stoughton.
6-yard pickup for Killer Lane. 2nd and 4 for the Silver Eagles. Low snap picked up by Bishop. Handoff to Killer Lane again, and he gets down near the 30-yard line.
Should be enough for a 1st down.
And it is.
I like
1st down MG.
I like the way Monona Grove is pushing this ball down the field. Ball control offense, running clock, taking good care of the football.
1st and 10 MG from the 21-yard line of Stoughton. We said about the worst case scenario for Stoughton was the Silver Eagles scoring right before half and then coming out and scoring again to start the 2nd half, and looks like it might be true. Bishop calling the signals. Handoff to Killer Lane again, some running room this time. Killer Lane inside the 10-yard line.
What I'd like to see at the end of that run is Killer Lane wrapping up that football with 2 hands. 1st
and goal from the 9. Killer Lane with a 12-yard
gain.
pickup. It's got to put him over 100, doesn't it?
136 by my count right now. His
136.
first 100-yard game as a Silver Eagle.
And Killer Lane, just a junior. First and goal from the 9. Bishop, give it to Killer Lane again, and this time bounces off a player and fights down inside the 5, but a little shy of the end zone.
I don't think he quite made the 5. Looks like they'll mark it at about the 7.
I'm looking at the wrong yard line. All right, 2-yard pickup then. Now they split out hip to the far side.
Been all Brady Killer Lane on this drive, Steve. 1 carry by Jordan Bishop. All the rest have been Brady's.
Second and goal from the 7. Brady
Nice
again.
Oh, he lost the ball.
Oh, he lost the ball, and Stoughton falls on it at the 3-yard line. That was number 11, Dom Hogan. Hogan recovering. Killer Lane couldn't finish that one in the end zone, instead lost the ball, and Stoughton will recover. Well, that's unfortunate. Killer Lane was having a nice drive there. You can't lose control of that pumpkin, though.
Yeah, 8 carries on that drive for Killer Lane. 1 too many, as it turns out, as he loses control of the football. And Stoughton will take over inside their own 5-yard line.
Well, let's see a good defensive push here. One thing we haven't seen this year is a safety, have we?
Well, let's see what Stoughton decides to do. I mean, like I said, they've tried to establish a running game. They've had mixed success on that.
They got Hawkins and Arnott in the backfield alongside Hobson. Give us Arnott. Arnott got across the 5, but not much more. Plenty of Silver Eagles around him. Interesting, Arnott is getting the bulk of the carries. Walker had a pretty good game in their last game.
155 yards rushing for Walker in the last game and a touchdown. Arnott, did he even have 100 yards coming into this game?
I think it was quite a bit less than that. Let me look here quick. I'll tell you after this play. Hobson calling the signals. The ball from the 6-yard line. Give us to Hawkins. Hawkins.
You mean Walker?
Walker. Out to about the
Coleman
9.
Hawkins.
Screaming Jay.
Yeah, Screaming Jay
Let's see,
Hawkins.
Arnott listed at 14 carries, 97 yards coming into the game. He's got almost that tonight, I would bet. Third and about 4 for the Vikings here.
This would be a good stop for Monona Grove, force Stoughton to punt from their own end zone.
This is a pretty stout defense. The Bashko bunch.
The Bashko.
Hobson calling the signals. Trying to get the Silver Eagles. Jump low, snap, picked up by Hobson, looking to throw.
No rush, though.
Throws to the right side.
Way up for grabs. I think
I think
MG
this is
comes
picked.
down with that. I think Samaj got that one. No, wasn't. Let's see who it was.
That's
Jalen Ostrowski with the pick.
His
So,
first pick of the season.
big mistake by Hobson there. He just threw that ball up for grabs. He had all day to throw. There was no rush on the passer. Just launched one to a well-covered wide receiver. Jalen Ostrowski steps in front of it and comes down with the takeaway for Monona.
A little too much air underneath that ball. It gave Ostrowski plenty of time to get himself between the ball and the receiver and just out-jumped him for it.
Ostrowski's first interception of the year.
So the Silver Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from the Stoughton 22-yard line. Teams trading turnovers here to start the second half. Unfortunately for the Vikings, they've happened at that end of the field. Now Bishop calling the signals. Delayed handoff to Killer Lane. Bounces off somebody into the line.
And went nowhere.
I don't know if that was Killer Lane. I thought I saw 14 out there for the Silver
No,
Eagles.
it wasn't 14.
I thought I saw 14, Dylan Matusek.
And we're losing our picture here. No, that's still Killer Lane
Yep,
there.
you're right. See how dirty he is?
Mm.
All right. Second down for the Silver Eagles. They throw it
McConley
to
wide
McConley,
open.
wide open.
Love
Did a
it.
good job keeping his feet until he slipped.
Just a little lob over the line to a wide open McConley, brings it in. They're going to get a first down.
Hey guys, I just wanted to chime in really quick
Oh, yeah,
down
go
here
ahead,
on the
Max.
sideline, just watching Coach Beckwith. That the one thing he's preaching to every single one of these running backs is ball security, obviously. But as he had alluded to at halftime, you know, if you're Stoughton, it's going to be tough to come back. You know, if MG is able to punch it in here, you know, down 3 touchdowns as the clock is running. Really, what they're going to be looking to do here is just pound the rock and then make sure you hold on to that football.
All right, thanks, Max.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. The handoff to Killer Lane. Good push. See what kind of a spot we get here. I can't even see the yardage marker from here.
Well, they're putting it at the
Oh, there we
5.
go. The 5.
So, yeah,
it's
give
second
them
and
6-yard gain.
2nd and 4
Yeah.
or 5. 4. Bishop calling the signals. Give it to Killer Lane
Boehner.
right up the middle.
That's Ethan Boehner.
It's Boehner again.
Yeah.
Boehner with 3 touches and 3 scores tonight as he goes in for the touchdown from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Ethan Boehner snuck into the backfield on us. 5-yard touchdown run there, and then his 3rd score of the night.
3rd score on 3 touches, right?
That's what I got. Unless he had the last carry and we didn't notice. That's possible.
So the Silver Eagles looking to make this a 3-touchdown game. Oliver Houston lining up the extra point.
Way to go, Steve. I know
1 in a row.
What's this, 8th game?
Yeah. Oliver's kick.
It just snuck in.
Just snuck in. 28-7, the Silver Eagles lead. 3 touchdowns by Ethan Boehner tonight.
What do you got for us, Max?
Max is silent on the whole thing.
Sorry guys, I'm here. I just had to switch on my mic there. Yeah, and, you know, just a great drive by MG, and really this, you know, the rest of this game is definitely going to be, you know, focus on ball security. You know, Stoughton, you assume if they do have a fighting chance in this game, they are going to have to play a little bit risk reward and take shots here and really try to get the ball downfield quickly with some passes. I would expect to see them trying to come out and pass, and, you know, hopefully the MG defense can make some more plays in secondary.
Well, you know, Max, this quarterback Hobson threw 28 passes last week, but he only completed 9. And I don't know about you, but I don't think he's shown much in the way of accuracy tonight.
Yeah, no, I had seen that. And obviously, you know, throwing in the rain is definitely a whole other animal as well. So it's going to be hard. You're going to have those wobbly footballs like they had. You know, what they might try to do, I could foresee, is trying to get some guys out in space with some quick screens, some bubble screens, and try to get some of those guys.
Well, what they may want to consider is trying that play that broke open for him on a 3rd and long in the first quarter. He had a wide open receiver down the sideline and just completely missed him.
For sure.
I'd say run that play again and give that a shot.
Yeah, they got to do something to shake up Monona Grove, because right now just power football is not going to do it against this Silver Eagle defense. They're going to have to use some misdirection.
Definitely. They're going to have to try to get outside those numbers.
Houston's kick taken near the 15-yard line. Booted around.
And it's still open. That's the Monona
This could
Grove.
be Silver Eagle ball.
Monona
Yes,
Grove.
it is, sir. Nice camera work on the celebration there. MG Special Teams comes through big.
It's number 13, senior Hunter Myers tonight. Good job. That's the
Silver
last
Eagles will have
home
the ball
game.
1st and 10 deep in Stoughton territory near the 20-yard line.
So 2 series and 2 turnovers for, well, not even a series on this one.
No, 2 plays and 2 turnovers.
Plays, 2 turnovers for Stoughton, and this game is just about to get out of Stoughton's grasp.
Exactly 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. It's 28-7. MG hoping to put another one up there. Personally, I'm hoping for 2 more, Bob. Get us that magic 35 point and get some of these subs out on the field.
And get us out of here before the rain really starts coming.
Yeah, it's coming down hard enough. Bishop, the delayed handoff.
I can't tell who that was back there
I
with
couldn't
him.
either. It looked like it was a fairly clean jersey, though. I don't know. It might be. It could be. No, I missed it.
Oh, there's the
There's
replay.
the fumble. The ball loose in the Silver Eagles. There's 3 Silver Eagles on top of that ball.
Yeah, Hunter Myers is the one that came
Trevor
up with
Ogden enjoying the celebration.
So let's see who's in the backfield. Hard to tell with these jerseys now. They are soaked and filthy. Looks like Killer Lane.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a 12. So Killer Lane on that last carry. Hey, those guys look like warriors, don't they? Look at McConnelly.
Fun to play in the rain, Steve. As a football player, it's a lot of fun, especially if you're winning. Then it's really fun.
It's awful to stand on the sidelines in the rain, Bob. Speaking from experience. Killer Lane again. Oh, puts his head down and blasts some guy at the 5.
Didn't have much choice. He was slipping, falling forward, stuck his shoulder into the defender's midsection. I think just tried to get his balance.
Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
Hey guys, I just wanted to chime in again really quick to bring our viewers' attention to if you're watching Michael Williams-Davis down there working his butt off, he is just pancaking guys every single play. So if you can try to tune into him on that right tackle, he is just mauling people.
All
We
right.
can do that. Michael's had a great season so far. Hand off to Killer Lane again. Good push near the goal line.
No hurry. You can take their time getting into the end zone here.
Yeah, Michael Williams-Davis has done a job on both sides of the ball.
An all-conference lineman last year.
I mean, he's definitely going to be one again this year, if not one of the linemen of the year. On which side of the ball, I couldn't say.
Well, he missed a couple 3 games now with, I believe, a shoulder injury. But back at it again tonight, going both ways, playing defense tonight too.
First and goal from the 2 for the Silver Eagles. Watch for Killer Lane to get it again. No? Yes, he does get it. A little delayed handoff.
He's in.
And he goes in for the touchdown. Brady's second score of the night. Killer Lane had that 41-yard touchdown in the second quarter. He adds a 2-yard variety now. So with 3:07, the Silver Eagles looking to make it a 35-7 lead. Well, that was a 2-minute drive, Bob. After the kickoff, it took them just 2 minutes to put that one in the end zone.
Well, they had a pretty short field, Steve. Shouldn't take too long to get that baby in there, especially the way they're running the ball right now.
Houston will line up the extra point. Kicking's always a little hairy when the field is wet like this. You got to get your foot planted. Hey, this is Tomczak to attempt the extra point. Carson's kick makes it a 35-7 game. You're listening to WVMO LP Monona. Better late than never.
Yeah, late. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. You did the 8 o'clock one, right? You're good.
Maybe I'm way early.
You're way something.
Way. 35-7. Well, boy, Bob, after kind of a scary start there when when Stoughton went up 7-0, it's been all MG since then. Stoughton's really just had that first drive.
They played competitive football through the first quarter, and then after that, Monona Grove's offense and their offensive line took control. And it's been all MG since then. 5 consecutive touchdowns.
And it's been by a variety of different methods. I mean, the touchdowns have been all runs except for the one that Boehner caught. But Bishop has been pretty successful throwing the ball.
He sure has. I've got him for 6 for 8 tonight and the touchdown pass. So, yeah, very effective passing game.
All right, Houston ready to kick it off. Houston just a freshman. I'm looking forward to seeing this kid improve as a kicker under the tutelage of Mark Rundle. Mark, an all-conference kicker back in the day. Line drive kickoff taken at the 15-yard line. Across the 20, 25, the 30. He's gotten outside, just a kicker to beat, and he gets tripped up as he crosses the 50 and slides to a stop at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Houston got just enough of an arm on him to slow him up, and he was caught from behind. That was Nathan Hutcherson on the return, the long return for Stoughton. So I guess we shouldn't get too confident just yet. I mean, Stoughton isn't going home early.
That's the third, maybe the fourth tackle of the season for Oliver Houston.
Well, he didn't actually make the tackle. He just slowed the player up, and he was tackled from behind.
I'd give him an assist then.
You go ahead.
The rules on that are kind of sloppy, so.
Like the field.
Yeah, Drew Anderson split out wide to the far side. We haven't called his name more than a couple times tonight. Hobson has the ball, 1st and 10 from the MG 45-yard line after that great kick return. Hobson looking for Anderson. He beats his man.
Oh, I dropped the ball.
Laid in there, and it was right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Tough catch, came over the shoulder. Not an easy catch at any level of football. Wet football here. I'm not going to make excuses. He probably should have come down with it anyway and probably thinks he should. But just the same, it's another incomplete pass.
Stinson on the coverage. 2nd and 10 for Stoughton. Yeah, blame the weather or not, that was one that was in his hands and probably should have been caught.
And I'm sure as a receiver, I'm sure he feels like he should have brought it down too. You can tell, seems a little dispirited jogging out to his position here.
He'll come back out here and try it again. What the heck? 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Under 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Hobson rolling to his right.
Nice play. Who was that got in on the tackle? That was Benny Fluke.
Benny
Took
Fluke.
Hobson down, number 50.
Benny Fluke credited for the 3-yard TFL. 3rd and 13 now.
Jalen Ostrowski came in and penetrated on that, forced Hobson to the outside, allowed Fluke to come in and make the tackle.
All right, Stoughton going backwards 3 yards on that play. That one an intended run for Hobson. We haven't seen many of those tonight.
No, only 2, and he's lost 3 yards on both of them.
A quarterback who can run is a real threat, as the Silver Eagles have proven for many years, but they're not taking advantage of Hobson tonight in that way. He's calling the signals on 3rd down. Straight back to pass. Throws it right side, tipped, almost intercepted.
Tipped by the wide receiver, Anderson, and it almost went into the hands of number 15, Jonah O'Connor. O'Connor undercut just as he was reaching for the ball. Yeah, I believe that was Ostrowski who made the hit and knocked the ball loose. Another incomplete pass.
Bring up 4th and 13. Vikings apparently will go for it. Why not?
Yeah, with less than 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, they have no choice, down 4 scores. They have not run that pattern again, though, that we saw in the 1st quarter, and then Max and I talked about just a few minutes ago. I have not seen that play run again, and that broke wide open the first time they did.
You got 3 wideouts to the far side. Hobson looking that way, throws it deep over this middle and way overthrown.
They're going to call interference.
How do you call that when the ball's 10 yards away from the receiver?
Oh, my. Well, I'm going to assume they think that he impeded this player's progress, and he might have had a chance at the ball if he wouldn't have gotten held. But
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That was pretty questionable.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention last weekend, Bob, it was happy 60th birthday to old number 24 for the Silver Eagles, Dick Schmitz.
You did it. You mentioned it.
Did I?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope he's still partying then.
Yeah. At 60? Yeah, good chance.
60 in a week.
Good chance.
Penalty against the Silver Eagles. Was that offsetting penalties they signaled?
No. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down on 4th and 13. Hold it. They're only marking off. Just a minute.
They marked off about 15 yards there.
Did they call it defensive holding?
They must have.
That would have been a
10
10-yard. That'd be a 10-yard
penalty. Yep, that's
penalty.
a 10-yard. So it's
Okay.
4th and 4.
All right.
Still a big play for the Vikings. Walker getting the handoff, coming right side, trying to get the corner. He's not going to get it. He runs out of time.
But
and
a
there's
flag
a late
down.
flag.
Let's see what. That might go against the offense. We might have a hold. Yep, that's going against Stoughton. That'll get declined.
And the Silver Eagles will take over at their own 35-yard line-ish.
Yeah, he threw that flag right at number 72, Ethan Scovlin. Sorry about that. 6'3", 250-pound junior. They got a lot of young players on this roster. Not too many seniors. Most of their seniors played last year and then graduated. So a lot of young guys.
A lot of size in the line, too.
I like Stoughton's chances next year. I think they're going to be a really good team next year.
I'm going to call it now and say they'll probably finish second.
They have a very good chance of finishing second.
So the ball spotted at the 36-yard line of Monona Grove, where the Silver Eagle offense will take over. Let's see who we've got in the backfield along with Bishop. I can't make it out, but it's dirty enough to be Brady Killerlane.
It certainly is.
Killerlane having a career night tonight. Low snap picked up by Bishop, looking to throw. Going over the middle, he's got Spalding, who's got to step on his man.
Oh, that's going to be interference.
Pass interference.
That's number 7, Jack Sanford for Stoughton. Never looked back for the football, ended up running right over the top of Peyton Spalding as he tried to come back for the pass.
Spalding had to hold up a little bit as that ball was slightly underthrown, which I can understand as greasy as it is tonight. Looks like we might have a temporary break in the rain. But still, that field is wet. The ball's going to be soggy.
I don't know, Max. What do you think? Is there a temporary break in the rain down there?
You don't say.
Got to give him a chance to turn on his mic. I just heard it.
All right.
Never mind.
Are they going to march off a penalty here or what? They're going to do a do-over? I'm a little confused here.
It's first down.
Okay.
Yeah, but did they march off any penalty?
5 yards, it seemed, maybe. Killer Lane into the line. No, they didn't march off any. It was 1st and 10 again from the 36, 37. I'm confused.
Well, I completely missed it. I don't know.
Was there an offset?
Was there an offsetting penalty? I don't know. Completely missed it.
3-yard pickup for Killer Lane. 2nd and 7. The ball out to the 40-yard line. 35-7, the Silver Eagles lead just a little before the 4th quarter. Bishop calling the signals. Hand off to Killer Lane again. Brady has the line. Keep on pushing.
Oh, I
man.
love that.
You see the way he kept his feet moving?
He just stood up the defender, kept pumping away, and ended up knocking the defender on his back to gain another 2 or 3 yards.
How does a kid only 175 pounds generate that much leverage? All right, we've got a different running back in there now. Somebody just came in with a cleaner jersey than Brady Killer Lane. See if I can make out his number.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was Boehner.
Yes, it is. But Bishop's going to throw this one a short throw. That could have been a pass interference. So the defender was on his back, but
and now a flag down after the play.
And right in the middle of the field, right on the 50 almost.
On the defensive backfield after the play ended. And they're talking to the Stoughton players right now. Yeah, the play was over, and all of a sudden this flag came out. Let's see what the call is. Well, looks like it's going to go against Monona, whatever it is.
Taking their time deciding here, apparently.
Yeah, they're not wet enough yet.
Yeah.
Now an ineligible receiver downfield. It's the call. It's declined, and Monona's going to have to punt it away.
4th and 5. Jordan Bishop will drop back to punt. Bishop's uniform pretty clean tonight.
Considering he's carried the ball 9 times, that it is cleaner than the rest.
All right, Hutcherson back to return for the Vikings. Bishop, a low kick. We're going to get a roll on this, though.
Yeah, roll right out of bounds.
Out of bounds, the ball. Rolling out about the 30-yard line.
Well, something tells me he was told to angle that to the sideline. They have had a lot of trouble covering kicks tonight.
We have 17 seconds left before the end of the 3rd quarter. Stoughton will get a couple of plays off, perhaps. Then we'll start the final stanza. 35-7, the Silver Eagles, after falling behind for the first time all year, come back with 5 straight touchdowns. Killer Lane and Boehner putting on a show tonight. Hobson calling the signals. High snap, pulls it down, gets it to the running back Arnott.
Was that
who got buried?
Who shot through there? Was that Ryan Hines that shot through there?
Wouldn't surprise
No, that's
me.
Shane Duncan, number 25.
Hines was in on the play, but Duncan credited for the tackle. It's a big loss.
Another
3-yard
TFL.
loss.
That's been a lot of them tonight.
And that ends the 3rd quarter. So final 12 minutes to play. Monona Grove up 35-7. Here from John Clement Athletic Complex. We're going to have some interviews shortly here.
Yeah, it's the end of the quarter. Let's turn it over to Anita. She's going to do some interviews.
Take it, Anita.
All right, thank you so much. I'm here with one of our members of Homecoming Court, and you are?
Kaden Nelson.
It's been a really great week. It's been really fun. What was your favorite part of this week?
Honestly, probably just dressing up with all the classmates and having a good time at school. It's been really fun.
Yeah, we had some really great themes this week. Also, the dance is tomorrow. Are you planning on going to that?
Yeah, I'm planning on going to the dance. Should be really fun.
That's really great. Thank you so much, Kaden.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Steve and Bob. Thank you.
Thanks, Anita. Good job. Caden Nelson, an outstanding basketball player. I believe he's also on the tennis team. Bob, Monona Grove's got an incredible history of athletic Nelsons coming here. Going back to our day with Mark Nelson. Remember him? Basketball player, a couple years younger.
Yep.
Well, they've still got basketball Nelsons like
That
crazy.
was Mr. Nelson's son, Mark Nelson.
Yes, he
Remember?
was.
Mr. Nelson was a guidance counselor back in the day.
Made me the man I am today.
Jerry Nelson, yeah. He was
All
a good
right.
guy.
2nd and 12 for the Vikings. Hobson looking to throw. Straight back, little screen pass. I don't know if he caught it. If he did, he only got back to the line of scrimmage because he fell down doing so.
No, the pass was thrown behind him, which was too bad for Stoughton because, frankly, that was well set up. He had 3 offensive linemen in front of him. They just needed a pass he could catch.
So Sam Gronsky doing a little stretching there. Imagine he's setting up to tee off each time here with this 4-touchdown lead in the 4th quarter over the Vikings.
Yeah, at this point, you call off whatever stunts you have going on, and you just turn your defensive lineman loose upfield.
Yeah, 4 down linemen, everybody else playing pass defense. Hobson with the lone running back next to him. He'll drop back. They got the screen set up again on this side, but he's going and throwing it short to the right side. Wasn't even close there.
Yeah,
Throwing to Arnott.
Arnott, he was open, but the pass just didn't get there.
And that's going to bring up 4th and 13.
Been a tough night for Adam Hobson. He's really had a hard time of it, and it looks like Jalen Ostrowski's limping off the field. I mentioned earlier I thought maybe we hadn't seen much of him, and maybe he had a calf injury, and that calf was wrapped tight, and he is limping off the field now. I think he might have a cramp. He's not the first one I've seen with that.
Yeah, I've
tonight
seen a couple
too.
guys stretching. Presley Mackesy into the game. The Vikings ready to punt it away. Spalding back deep. Spildy. There's a decent kick.
Yeah, he hit that good.
Spalding catches it on the run, though, near the 35-yard line across the 40. Still fighting, pushing near the 45, a little short. Silver Eagles 1st and 10 with 11:36 to play.
Another aggressive punt return by Peyton Spalding.
Yeah, he's had one fair catch, but he hasn't let any of them get downed on him yet.
And the one he's broke for the longest gain tonight was called back on a penalty.
That's right. He had an outstanding return in the 1st quarter, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
So 11:36 left in this one. In the 4th quarter, the Silver Eagles hoping to go up by 5 scores. The ball spotted at the 43-yard line. The Monona Grove 43.
Well, Monona Grove's offensive line from the start of the 2nd quarter on has been dominant. Stoughton's defense has been able to do almost nothing.
Little jet sweep going here.
Nope.
Keeper
Bishop.
for Bishop. Bishop across the 50, 45.
Needs a block.
He's got a blocker
Needs
in
a
front
block,
of him.
and you'll get a touchdown. He got a great block.
And Bishop
He's going to go in.
into the end zone.
Nice move. Got a great block. I hope we see it on replay. I want to see who made that block because whoever made it obliterated the defender. A couple of nice moves by Bishop. Freed him up, and he's got the long touchdown run.
57-yard run. No flags. Nice way to start the 4th quarter for the Silver Eagles. After kick, we'll have the replay coming up here for you. We'll see if Tomczyk, yes, he is out on the field to attempt the extra point. 41-7. This will make it 42 and give us that magic 35-point lead. Running clock will be out of here in 11 minutes.
Drill it, Carter. Oh, attaboy.
Nice kick, and it's a
Attaboy.
42-7 Silver Eagle lead.
And now
All
the
right,
clock
now we've been
runs.
promised.
See the replay here. There's the block. That
Oh,
was Sam
nice.
Hepp that made that block.
And then a couple nice moves by Bishop, and now he just runs to the
Yeah,
opposite
just
corner.
jogs in.
57 yards.
What'd that look like from the field, Max?
Yeah, guys. I mean, it looked great down from the field too, just like up there. You know, that was it looked like Sam Hepp on that block. You know, great moves there by Bishop, and you know, obviously MG's got to that magic 5 touchdowns that I know you love, Bob. But this game definitely has a different feel from Fort Atkinson and Monroe and Milton. I think you guys would agree with that. So you know, these
Definitely.
are still you know, it's great that MG's up 5 touchdowns and they are looking dominant, but, you know, this is a better Stoughton team than some of these teams we've seen the last few weeks. So these are really the kind of games that do get you prepped for the playoffs. These bad weather games where, you know, it's a little bit of a war of attrition, a little bit in the first half. I think these are the kind of games that build you up and you start to gain some of that confidence rolling in here to the playoffs.
I would agree with you, Max. This is a character builder, too, to fall behind early on and then come back with 6 unanswered touchdowns.
And you're right, Max. This is a different kind of 5-touchdown lead here. This is a 5-touchdown lead on a much better team than we've seen, except for Oregon this year.
Gives me hope to get us 3, maybe 4 games into the playoffs at least, if not a shot at the championship. Silver Eagles have been ranked all season long. Why not? All right, so Oliver Houston ready to kick off. The Vikings ready to receive. 11:16 to play in the game and a 42-7 MG lead. Triggering that running clock with the kick right here. And I believe this is Hutcherson. Across the 30. 35-40. Out near midfield before finally dragged down, or was he pushed out of bounds? No, dragged down near the 45-yard line of Monona Grove. So an excellent return by the Vikings.
Boy, they haven't had much trouble with their kick returns tonight. MG is going to have to work on that this week in practice. But it doesn't matter. Monona Grove still up by 35.
All right, let's keep them out of the end zone here. It's a matter of pride at this point.
Well, starting D back out there on the field. I would expect they'll play at least this series, and if they can shut them down, then we'll probably see some of the reserves get some.
Look at this kid in the end here, split out. Holy cow, is he little? 86.
It's Nathan Hutcherson. He's been out there all year,
Oh,
all night, Steve, all year too.
I haven't seen him look that short.
And Hobson trips over his own guy, falls down. It's going to be a big
lost
loss.
5 yards.
It's going to be Ryan Hines is going to get credit for the tackle, but all he had to do was touch the player.
All right, 2nd and 15.
Oh, Hobson. A night he'd rather forget. 3 carries for minus 10 yards, 5 for 19 through the air tonight.
Wow. It's too bad because Hobson's had some good games. He's not a bad quarterback. He's run the ball well. He's
just a junior, so he's growing into this position just like any other quarterback would. And there's not too many that start as juniors that are just ready to play.
Now he's going to hand off. I believe this is Arnott. Arnott got a couple of yards back after that loss. Now we got some subs coming in for MG. 49 and 24. Let's see, 49 is Sam Wood. 24 is Will Corbett. 55, Trent Gothard. I think we're going to see a few more subs as we get through the next 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
Which is how long it's going to take us to get through it, too, unlike usual football games.
Vikings come up to the line. Hutcherson and 21. Dom Miller come out to this side for the Vikings. Hobson calling the signals. Fake it to Arnott. Throw it right side.
Oh,
flag
here comes
coming
the flag.
in.
So they're going to call interference. Hobson took a hit. Let me see if I can figure out who put it on him. I think it was Benny Fluke, number 50.
Penalty flag at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was Fluke that put the hit on Hobson as he let go of the ball.
We'll see if we get a pass interference, defensive holding.
Yep, defensive holding. Must have been an obvious call because that flag came from about 20 yards away.
Yeah. So instead of 3rd and 13, we're going to get is that a 10-yard penalty?
Yep.
It's going to make it 3rd and 3. Call it third and 2. Doesn't matter. There's 8:15 left, and we're up by 35. Hobson and crew still pushing hard. Playing for pride now. The pitch.
There's that pitch.
Oh, I think that was Hutcherson. He took a good shot at the end there and stopped short of the first down. In fact, he might have lost a yard.
Well, you haven't seen that pitch since the first quarter, and it was a pretty effective play.
It wasn't Hutcherson, because there he is.
It was probably Walker.
Brings up 4th and 3. .730 something remaining in the game. Stoughton playing for pride, and the Silver Eagles trying to continue to close the door here on senior night and homecoming. I get so confused having both of them.
Yeah,
senior homecoming.
That's an embarrassment of riches is what it is.
Hobson throwing right side deep.
And another
flag
another
coming
interference
in.
call.
Jeez.
Well, those can happen. He's just throwing those wounded ducks up there and hoping that the receiver runs under it. It's not uncommon to see the defensive back get tangled up on those.
The receiver was Isaac Stinson, the defensive back, signaled for the penalty.
Hey guys, I just wanted to chime in as I'm seeing Sam Gronsky come off the field as they're starting to sub in some of these reserves here. He's a guy that I got to give a lot of credit to tonight. I don't know if you guys have mentioned this in the broadcast, but he was going up all night against number 75 for Stoughton. That's Jack Nelson. He's 6'7", he's 270, and he is one of the top Badger offensive lineman commits. He is committed to the Badgers, and he even as a freshman, I believe. So
where's the problem? Gronsky's only given up 50 pounds to the guy.
Yeah, so a great job. Obviously a tough assignment for him, but obviously he embraced it. And really, I was watching him all night, and he held his own against one of the best offensive linemen the Badgers have coming in.
We've seen that all season. Gronsky is a stud.
One of the good things about high school football is even if you have an opponent that is much bigger than you, that speed can neutralize that size pretty easily. And Sam Gronsky's quite a bit faster than Jack Nelson.
All right, 2nd and 8 for the Vikings. Under 6 minutes to play here as they get down to the MG 21-yard line. MG substituting a little more. Some of the guys wearing down or needing a break. Cole Besteman in a defensive line now.
Well, Samaj Nurudin hobbling off the field. It looks like he might have a cramp. I hope that's all it is because he is really limping.
Hobson calling the signals. He's got twin running backs. Give us to Walker, and Walker slipped a couple tackles. He's going to be short of the first down by a fair amount. He might have even lost yards on that play. See what kind of a spot we get here.
A lot of reserves coming into the game now.
Well, we're down to 5:15. Yeah, 1 yard pickup on the play. 3rd and 7 now for the Vikings. Ball at the 20-yard line of MG. Now it's just pride. The subs don't want to give up a score.
No, Camden Sisler just came off the field. He's been playing both ways this game. Defensive tackle on the defense and center on offense. Part of that great offensive line that we've seen tonight. Steve, right tackle Michael Williams-Davis, right guard Max Hanks, left guard Nathan Wilcox, and left tackle Trent Gothard.
What about our boy Benny Fluke?
He's on the defensive line, Steve.
Oh.
Remember?
That's right.
There's two sides.
There's two sides to every coin.
Offense and defense.
Yep. I take offense at that. All right. 4th and 7 as there's no gain on the play. Vikings will go for it from the 20-yard line again.
Well,
4:20 to play.
Their best hope here is another pass interference penalty.
Yeah, that's been their leading play in the second half.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's kept this drive going, I can tell you that.
There have been, 3 big penalties against the Silver Eagles on this drive?
2 for sure. The defensive holding and a pass interference.
4 minutes to play on 4th down. Hobson looking to throw left side, loops one up there. Looking for Hutcherson, incomplete.
Yeah. Another one of those balloon balls, I like to call them. Just throws a floater up there, hopes that Hutcherson can come back and get under it.
Hunter Myers on the coverage.
And Stoughton will finish the game on defense. I believe here Monona Grove should have ample opportunity to run the clock out.
You saw in the replay how that one short hopped Hutcherson. Now MG will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 3:20 to play.
Guys, just a quick game update I do have from Oregon Watertown. There's 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and Oregon is up 24-20 on Watertown.
Ooh,
wow,
good game.
Yeah, very good game. So with this win tonight, MG will they will clinch at least a share of the conference. Obviously, next week they're going to have to take care of Watertown to make sure they clinch outright.
Hey, Max, is that in Watertown tonight?
I am not. It is in Watertown. Yes, actually,
Okay.
It is in Watertown tonight.
I thought Watertown played their last 2 at home.
Yeah, and it's been a tough stretch here for Watertown coming down the.
Who is this young man with a nice run
like,
getting across the 40-yard line?
I think that's
Why,
Duncan.
it's Brady Killerlane.
No, it's not. I think that's Shane Duncan. Yeah.
Shane Duncan with a 20-yard pickup. Duncan's had just spot duty for the Silver Eagles, but has run the ball extremely well.
Hey, Max, I don't suppose you have any information on the big Edgewood-Monroe matchup tonight, do you?
You know, that wasn't on my radar. I can try to get a score there for you, Bob.
No, don't ruin it for me. I'm going to watch it on Channel 57 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Little plug there for Bob's favorite channel. High snap, pulled down by Cam Benke. Is that Benke or Tomczyk at quarterback, I think? Yeah, that's Carter Tomczyk.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Getting his first playing time at quarterback. 2nd and 9 for the Silver Eagles. Minute 45 to play, and this one up 42-7. Tomczyk will hand off again. Duncan. Oh, he runs hard.
Just
Duncan
like his brother. Remember his brother Taylor?
Yeah, they're
Jesus,
both hard-headed players.
They're both about the same size.
Shane gets out to the 45-yard line.
They
third
both
and
ran
5.
angry.
Yeah.
They play defense angry, too. It's like they just can't wait to stick somebody coming through the line.
3rd and 5 with a minute 20 to play. A lot of subs out there for the Silver Eagles. Not the best conditions for them to get some playing experience, but I suppose you got to get used to all sorts of situations, right? The handoff to Duncan again, and Duncan lost a couple of yards. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, missed a block. Looked like there was supposed to be a trap block on that play, and whoever, hard to say who's playing offensive line right now. There's been a lot of substitutions, but whoever it was responsible for the block missed it.
Hey guys, I just have one last thing, as
Sure.
we wind down here. I really do just want to give credit to these guys. This team reminds me a little bit of that 2013 team that I got to be on. Just as far as I can't imagine there were, losing some of the players that they lost last year. I can't emphasize enough how special it is to win a conference championship. And I think at Monona Grove it's become so commonplace to win conference. It's kind of an expected thing, but it's not an easy thing to do. And you can ask any of these guys, the guys who have to grind every single day to earn this stuff. They definitely don't come easy.
I can tell you, Max, from experience, they don't, because we didn't win it when I was playing. That was a disappointment.
All right, and with that
props to these
fake
guys.
punt attempt, the Silver Eagles will win this one 42-7 over the visiting Stoughton Vikings. Big night for Brady Killerlane and Ethan Banner, both of them with several touchdowns. Silver Eagles, after a slow start in which they gave up their first quarter touchdown, came back with 6 unanswered scores, Bob. After that first quarter, it was all MG.
Oh, it really was. The offensive line took care of their business, and frankly, the defense played very well. They were helped by a less than stellar performance by the Stoughton offense, but they did what they had to do, and they did what they've been doing all year, and that's shut down the opponent. Just a single score tonight. How much is that? How much have they given up now this year? 43 points this year total?
I think so. 43 sounds right. Well, thanks so much for watching, Bob. Bob and I will be back next week when we go to Watertown. Justin, thanks for the great job keeping things under control tonight. Thank you to Max. Max, any last comments from the field? Any coaches you can grab?
No, I'm just excited to see what this team is capable of. I think, Beckwith would definitely attest to this. I don't even think this team has necessarily scratched the surface of how good they can be.
I think you're right.
And as you start to amp up the competition, when you get in the playoffs here, these kind of wins, and, hopefully they can take care of business next week against Watertown. These are the kind of wins that give you confidence going into the playoffs and even further down. So, they're obviously taking it one game at a time, but, congrats to these guys on winning another conference championship.
And congratulations to Will Nimmo and his wife Liz on the birth of their daughter Zoe.